Liberty Center, Tigers hit the field. Orange and black, the power to wield. Claws out, fangs sharp, hearts full of pride. On this gridiron, we ain't trying to hide. Quarterback's got an arm like a cannon. Linebacker strike, you don't know what happened. Running back cuts, defenders in the rear. Fans in the stands roar loud and clear. Hit Liberty, run that score high. Orange and black make them wonder why. Hit Liberty, show them what we got. Tigers on the prowl, we can't be stopped. Coach got the plays, got the strategy. Defense like a wall, pure energy. Special teams turning the tide fast. Every single play makes the moment last. Cheerleaders hype, crowd in a frenzy. Marching band plays, beats dropping heavy. Sidelines electric, can't fake that zeal. Tigers on the hunt, it's all so real. Hit Liberty, run that score high. Orange and black make them wonder why. Hit Liberty, show them what we got. Tigers on the prowl, we can't be stopped.
Greetings and welcome to our second edition on the 50 with Coach Casey Moeller, and another win. Getting used to winning, another opener against Tenora. Good ball game though. As we reflect back, I didn't know if I was watching Air Casey Moeller with all the passing, and then you just reminded me that you basically threw the amount you typically throw. But the passing game against Tenora really popped. Great win for the kids. You love those opening game wins, but it didn't come without mistakes and clunkiness, and Tenora was fairly stout against us in the run game. So let's talk about some of your opening comments on the Tenora win, and congratulations on a week win one.
Well, anytime you start the year out with a win, it's great, and you want to be excited for that. But we told the kids too that we got to look at where we can get better, and there were certainly things that we need to clean up. But the idea is we can still get better. You win 42-0, and you can still get better. So that's the positive. But definitely a learning tool for us, so we can maybe clean up some things that we need to clean up. So
when you come out of a game like that, and I always talk about watching your reaction or Nick's reaction or Matt's reaction, which Matt's a little bit more of a poker player than you. Sometimes you get a little bit fired up, but Tenora did look stout against us. I mean, as they scheme against running games, I thought their defensive line was game. They won a lot of snaps, more snaps than I thought. But I think Tenora was probably better up front than what we had seen on film, at least me, not necessarily you. I'm sure you felt they were pretty good, but they played pretty well up front against us.
Yeah, they did a good job. They're always tough, hard-nosed kids.
Yeah.
They also did a little bit different schematically than what you had seen on film. When you watch a scrimmage, everything is just vanilla.
Yeah.
Here's our base stuff, and they came out and did a little bit different than what they had been. They kind of almost, I don't want to say a junk defense, but they had a nose guard, two wide ends, and then they just had two guys floating around in the middle that were blitzing different gaps.
Yeah.
And it took us a little bit to kind of get used to that and figure out what they were doing and stuff. And so the run game maybe didn't pop off, in as many big plays as what maybe we thought we could get. But, they loaded up the box, and if you go back and watch the film, they had 11 guys within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Which you're going to see that a lot. You're used to that.
And that's what opened up the passing game. So when we hit those passes, they were big plays, and we feel like we can do that. If you're going to load the box, we want to be able to throw and get the ball to our athletes in space and make things happen.
Let's talk about that. Very exciting early. Caden Kreinbrink, probably one of the most arm-talented guys we've had in the program in modern-day history. He throws the football very well. We knew we had that coming in to the season, and right off the bat, you saw him hook up with Jackson Lonizak, and off we went. Just big play after big play, and really answered some of that, as you would call, run emphasis defense that Tenora was playing. I think Caden really showed well, very accurate, good arm, and made a variety of throws that was very exciting for our offense.
Yeah, he did a great job. He had the one interception in the first half, which probably not a great play call with what they were doing. We should have maybe altered the routes a little bit, but ultimately he made a lot of really good plays for us, threw the ball well, and our receivers did a great job catching the ball and making things happen after they caught it.
Well, I think when you watch film on Liberty Center now, he's a factor. Not that other quarterbacks haven't been. You've been able to throw it effectively throughout your tenure here, but Caden gives you maybe a little bit more latitude in the passing game with his arm strength and the ability to read defenses and execute play calls that you're asking.
Yeah, and then, I think probably the hidden thing there is, the playmakers that we have on the outside.
We're getting to those, Coach.
So, with a Jackson Lonzak, I feel like is a matchup problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And if you want to focus on him, we've got guys on the outside that can make a lot of plays as well.
Well, you had a number of guys make catches and really effective plays, and Ethan Gray is back, and he looks very natural as an alpha wide receiver there. Your ex, Jackson Lonzak, is one of the most explosive players around, but you have a variety of other guys that can catch the football and move the chains, and your running backs are very capable. So even out of a run-heavy kind of emphasis offense, you do have a lot of pass options. Talk about, we know we have Ethan, we know we have Jackson, but talk about some of those other guys that made plays.
Well, I think Garrison is a matchup problem. I think when you get the ball in his hands in space against a DB, size-wise, he's got an advantage over, I would say, every DB in the area. I don't know too many DBs 200-plus pounds. So if we can get the ball to him in space in the pass game, I think that's an advantage for us. Thomas can catch the ball out of the backfield, and then Tyler Roars and Baxter Barrett can catch the ball out of the backfield.
And Smitty made a nice catch.
And then you've got Mason Smith there that can spell Jackson, and he's got great hands and good size. And even somebody like, a JT Olcrew gets the ball, and he's shifty.
And breaks a tackle.
And then, you throw in a Tatum Murdoch, who I think can play. And we've got guys that we feel comfortable with there. And you go back and look at the film too. We had a clean pocket on every play. Our guys up front did a great job.
He did.
And that's something, we've prided ourselves on that for the last 5, 6, 7 years that, we don't throw it much, but we have not been sacked a whole lot over the last however many years. And that's something we work really hard on up front. Even though we don't throw a lot, when we do, we don't want to get sacked.
At the end of the day, when you look back and you look at what Tenora tried to do to you, do you anticipate, and I think we can all assume, but with Crime Brink's ascension here and some of the things he's been able to do in the preseason in this game, do you sense you'll get more of a balanced look on defense, or you still think people are going to go to that bread and butter stop the run game against us?
I think most teams are probably going to say we got to stop the run first.
You say that as a defensive coordinator. You always want to control the running game first.
And, that's partly our reputation is, we're run heavy. But, we've got to, offensively, we got to take what defenses give us. And if teams are going to load the box, we got to make them hurt, when they do that and when we throw the ball. Are we going to be this good each week? I don't know. Consistency is something that if you want to be really good, it's got to be consistent. It can't be we threw for 200 yards the first week and then after that, we were at 50. We want to maintain that productivity as best we can or close to it. Not just the yardage, but even I'm talking the percentage. If we can complete 70% of our passes, we're going to be in good shape. I mean, that's a high percentage, especially for us. For years we were below 50%. Now we've got up over 50%. If we can get to 60, it's really good. And if we can hover around 70%, that's dangerous.
Where do you think the biggest key is in completion percentage and efficiency in the passing game? I know that clean pockets and talented receivers and arm talent, all those things are easy to see, but what would one takeaway be? You want to be really effective and efficient in the passing game. What are you looking for specifically?
For us, it's take what they give us. Mm-hmm. We feel like, the whole wing T offense is putting the defense in conflict. If you've got a DB who's making a lot of tackles, then you need to play action and you need to be efficient getting the ball. It doesn't have to be a huge play, but a 5-yard completion where that guy was supposed to cover the back out or he was supposed to cover the flats and didn't because he was focused on the run game. That's what we're looking for. It doesn't have to be a home run for us every time. We feel like we can take shots downfield when we want, but we want to get the ball to guys who are open and make the defense soften up a little bit as best we can.
Talk about your defensive back play. I mean, Tenora threw the ball around, very talented quarterback. He was effective early, Owen Farrell, but then late as we progressed and got, as Brian Babcock called it, route recognition, some comfort. You and Matt scheming up that defensive backfield. I thought they played exceptionally well back there.
Yeah, for the most part, they did a real nice job. There were a couple third down plays. We want to make a play and get the ball on the ground. But for a young group of guys, they did a nice job. I think probably there are 3 big plays Tenor had in the pass game that we gave up. We want to tighten that up a little bit. But, in modern football, you're going to give up some of those. And really, for us, the focus is, okay, how do you respond to those? And make sure those aren't touchdowns. We can give up first downs. We don't want to give up touchdowns in the pass game. But then, as the game wore on, we started to get a little bit more pressure and we didn't necessarily sack the quarterback a ton, but we made him uncomfortable, got him off of rhythm, and I think that led to 2 interceptions. Ethan Gray made a nice play on one, and I think the other one, they were starting to press a little bit and were trying to make things happen, and the quarterback made an errant throw, and Thomas made a nice play.
That was a great catch by Thomas.
And so when you can do those things, helps your secondary to get heat on the quarterback and get some hits and things like that. And sometimes early in the game, you got to let those things accumulate before they take effect. So early in the game, they're getting rid of the ball and making plays. But as the game wears on, if you can make him uncomfortable, get him a little bit gun shy, it pays dividends down the road.
Just so our viewership and audience knows, and I think anybody that has a son in the program knows that you guys take a lot of time in film review. The position coaches are outstanding. My son plays on the football team, plays for Eric Weimer and Brian Hefflinger, and they do lots of film review. And I mentioned last night when we were watching the film, I'm like, you got to stay in the middle of the field. You got to watch for quarterback running. He looks at me, Dad, he didn't scramble. He doesn't scramble. Did you not look at the scouting report? Like, you guys really coached that up. He wasn't a run threat. He really wasn't. He's comfortable in the pocket, and when he's comfortable, Owen Farrell was effective. Mm-hmm. You guys got him off of his spot. He wasn't a run threat, and it allowed you to get drops in your linebackers and your defensive backs to get very comfortable with the fact that they knew he was going to throw the football. So the scouting report, the preparation for the players has been outstanding.
Yeah.
And it always is, Coach.
And every team's different, and every quarterback's different. This week it may be a little bit different. The next week it may be different, and we might have to be more conscious of him breaking out of the pocket and running and things like that. As good as we did defensively, with the shutout, we still have some things we got to clean up. We didn't have great gap integrity all the time and things like that, and guys kind of ducking in when maybe they shouldn't. And so we got to clean that up, and not everybody sees that, but when you play really, really good teams, you can't do those type of things.
Now, when you have the end zone view and then you have your all-22s, when something doesn't look so bad in the all-22, then you get the end zone view and you're like, ooh, run fits weren't there, gap responsibilities weren't. That's the deeper dive you guys do with them on Saturday than within the positions, which I really think prepares the kids so well. I really liked our offensive line play at times. I thought it was inconsistent. I think Nick would be, or Todd would be dissatisfied overall because we want to dominate on the ground. But as you said, Tenora was doing some different things that are hard to account for, but a couple sophomores played particularly well on the offensive line. I really felt like the younger players are playing behind those Weimers and playing behind those Spanglers. You got some nice play from your young kids.
Yeah, we've got some young guys that we feel like are going to be capable of helping us. Sawyer Bachman is one who obviously physically has the tools.
And really helped us on defense. Did some things there that really emerged.
Big, strong kid. So I think the future is bright for him, and he just needs reps. We got to get him on the field, get him repetitions. We're not trying to overwhelm him with anything, but I think as the season goes on, he'll get better and better. And I thought Henry Fitzenreiter got some quality reps.
Outstanding.
Another one, he just needs a little bit more experience and to refine some things, but he's a kid. I know Brad Howe is really excited about him and how he can help us. So, and they're going to push older guys to make sure, if you're not up to par, we got young guys waiting to get their opportunity. And when we talk about, young guys don't always get the first shot, but while you're waiting, you got to work because your opportunity is going to come at some point, and you got to be ready for it.
Well, your offensive line coaches, including Brad Howe, and those guards and centers are just as important as the tackles and tight ends. But when you look at how those young players develop in practice, they're going against some top-rate players, and Weimer and Spangler, and some of those drills, those younger guys are probably playing against guys in practice drills that they don't see across from them each week, which gives them, I think, a distinct advantage when you're pushing on someone from Tenora. Not that was, but I mean, pushing on, Kellen Weimer is a whole different ballgame, and I think it helped those young players.
Yeah, that's the old iron sharpens iron. If you're going up against 3 studs, when you get to a game Friday, you're going to be prepared and you're not going to be overwhelmed. Game's always going to be a little bit faster. Guys are going to be a little bit stronger than probably what you see in practice. But, we feel like for the last 5-6 years, that hasn't necessarily been the case.
I would say, talking to some coaches after the game, I think there was always dissatisfaction. You're always trying to agitate each other to figure this thing out and to scratch an itch somewhere during practice this week, because this Eastwood team's a little bit different. Big upgrade over Tenora from what we can see on film. But, your star players on the offensive line gave you good efforts, but I think that Nick Miller, and I think you would agree, there's a higher ceiling, more expectations for some of those top-end players.
Sure. We talk about we got to prepare to beat the best teams in Ohio.
Yes.
Would we have beat the best teams in Ohio Friday? Probably not.
Right.
The good news is we've got another opportunity to get better and work to get there, and that's got to be the focus is, how good can we be, and that means how good do we need to prepare.
Let's talk about Eastwood. You turn the film on, and they've got a big offensive line that protects very well. They've got a younger quarterback that delivers the ball to 5 and 6 different weapons very effectively. They took apart a Kenton team that maybe not the best in the WBL, but that's a power conference. I think Eastwood's coaching staff feels quietly very good about what they're doing, had a good scrimmage season. What's your initial impressions before we break down some of the positions and conclude here? What's your initial impressions of Eastwood?
Super athletic.
Yeah.
Do a great job of distributing the ball all over the field. They're going to attack, down the field. They're going to attack in the screen game. They've got good RPO action. They run the ball well. So, you can't just load up in one area or one person because they distribute it to a lot of guys. And the offensive line is, I don't know that they're huge, but they're tough. And they're effective and they're athletic. They're just big enough that they can play the line, and they move well enough that they can do a lot of different things. So offensively, very dangerous, and defensively, it's kind of the same thing. They run to the ball very well. They've got good athletes, not super big, but they're very disciplined. And in high school football, that's going to give you a chance to win. So just very quality team, always a great program, and they're going to be well coached, and they're going to play hard, and they're tough, and for us, it's going to be a huge challenge.
We've all known Eastwood. I think Coach Rutherford, the program has always been run-based, very physical, a lot like us. But then they've made this transition with this staff, and they've become a very proficient passing team. Culturally, how long does that take? From you're a defensive guru. That's kind of the things that you've always focused on throughout your career. In your head, when you look at a program that's been very power based for 20 plus years, they make the switch to being a 4 or 5 wide, very dynamic offense. In your estimation, culturally, how long does it take to get into a rhythm where you're feeling comfortable and confident as a staff in that new offense?
I think the first year can maybe be a little bit of a challenge, but after that, if you're using the same terminology and concepts and things like that, those kids know that. And so that second year, they're going to be probably much more comfortable. And then the third year, obviously, they know what they're doing after they've done it for a few years. It probably, just that first year can sometimes take a while. But, like I said, once they get into a groove of what their position is doing and what the concepts are, kids figure it out, and the coaches play to the strengths, and it's football.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't matter the formation, whether you're in tight or whether you're spread out. When the ball's in your hands, what can you do with it?
There has been some conversation. They lost, I think, their number one quarterback, and this younger player had a nice game against Kenton. He had a lot of good completions, a lot of weapons. Is that in this guy? I guess I don't know Eastwood all that well, other than I kept hearing big injury to their quarterback that they're bringing back that was very productive, but it did seem on the film, at least in the Kenton film and the Clyde scrimmage film, this quarterback that's playing, pretty efficient kid.
Well, it's the quarterbacks that got hurt. It's his younger brother.
Okay.
And they're from a very athletic family, and I believe the younger one started as a freshman in basketball, so a varsity atmosphere is not going to bother him one iota. And when you're a good athlete, you're a good athlete. And I think they're asking him to get the ball to their playmakers. Don't do anything crazy. You're not a gunslinger, but they're going to do stuff where he can execute the play and get the ball to their playmakers, and he does a great job of that on film. And really, if you can do that with anybody, you're going to give yourselves a chance, and you're going to be very effective. So I think the guys around him make him better, but he's a good athlete. He's got good size, and the more he plays, the better he's going to get.
Briefly, talking about special teams a little bit, because they got an explosive play in the special teams. One of their best athletes went the distance against Kenton early to get that game tied up, I think, after Kenton had a touchdown drive, or one of the two. Kenton maybe have answered that as well. But, that's an important part of the game. Brian Hefflinger's done a really good job with this special teams. You've always been good on special teams. Talk about the importance of that special teams matchup. I mean, Friday you saw a variety of different kickers and snappers, and you're still working through some of those things. You've got guys working through, trying to, game ready, prepare yourself as you get to the league season, but we still have things to work out. We had some kicking situations. We have some holding situations. Some of that was very good. You saw Max Perry make some extra points. You also saw a field goal made that was excellent by Caden, and you also saw some holds that were good, and then you saw some snaps and holds that you want to work on. Talk about that evolution in the special teams.
Well, those are things we're still working out, and we got some young guys in there that we feel can do the job.
For sure.
And again, it's going to be reps and things like that. Max was kind of nursing an injury, so he didn't kick for us, which kind of shuffles things
Max
around.
Walker.
Our holder goes to kicker, and we got to get another holder in there who's our next kicker.
Yeah.
So we kind of flip flop things around, and then throw on there. We asked Caden to kick. Well, he's also quarterbacking, and so switching back and forth can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, or you don't want to put too much on his plate or whatever. But we feel like we got guys that can go in there and do it. We gave Max an opportunity. I thought he did a nice job kicking. This week, I think our coverage units are going to be really key, though.
Absolutely.
They've got explosive returners, and they got, explosive players all over on those return units. They're very athletic. So we're going to have to be very disciplined in our lanes and things like that. And really, it's a group effort. If you get one guy out of assignment, then the whole thing breaks down. So we got to be very disciplined. But we've got guys, I think, that are very hungry to be on those units. And when you've got that, you're going to give yourself a chance.
Talk briefly, Casey, as we get ready to conclude here and get you back to class. Talk a little bit about, had your 2-a-days, all your scrimmages. Prior to that, you had some camp days. Prior to that, you had your 7-on-7s. Prior to that, little spring football to install. You've got quite a calendar to manage. And one of the things that you and your staff have been masterful at, and people know this, is that whole load management thing. How do you get just enough periods of physicality, a lot of preparation for a good opponent, yet not overtax, not overhit, keep these kids preserved and out of injury protocols? How are you doing that now that you're in season without giving away secrets? You never do. You always Jim Tressel me, give me the generic answer, but I think it's important for people to know. I mean, your parents and your fan base, that's why we've been able to make these long runs. We've preserved those kids almost like a car on the early part of the season, so they have some gas left in the tank.
Well, practice-wise, we back off, hitting a little bit, unless it's a real short burst where we got 5 goal line plays that are going to be live, and then after that, it's more of a thud. The special teams is not live in practice, although it's more thud. It's full speed. We got to get there. We'll go full speed on pads. If we're doing a tackle circuit, we're going to go hard on the pads, but we're not tackling live guys. So just stuff like that. When we do our scrimmage periods, it's, maybe your ones take 70% of the reps, and then you're getting backups 30% of the reps to build depth and kind of save the starters' bodies a little bit. So it's kind of a ratio. What do you want? How many reps do the starters need? When you got somebody who started for 2 years, they probably don't need a ton of reps.
Right. Well,
in
Max
practice.
Walker.
Yeah. And so that's how you build depth in there. And Max can still perform on a Friday night. And as the season goes on, you continue to evaluate that and manage it. In an in-game early season when the weather's bad, we try to rotate a lot of guys and get guys breaks and things like that. You get a comfortable lead, you get some of those starters out of there if you can, and get some other guys, again, the game experience. But that's all the kind of the load management that we're doing. We want to make sure we're giving the guys that have earned starting spots playing time that they've earned, and then try to develop the younger guys.
Well, certainly you've gotten that offensive line. All the position groups have good depth. Liberty Center 1-0, big win at Tenora, a pretty entertaining game as we all got a chance to see. But this week, Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field against a very game and athletic Eastwood team, 7 o'clock on Friday, Coach. You'll have your hands full, but I'm sure you'll be in prep mode all week, man.
We'll do our best.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Good evening, football fans. Well, it's the year 2025, and it's the home opener for your Liberty Center Tigers. Tonight, Liberty Center's opponent from the East, the Beast of the East, the Eastwood Eagles. Now, a note on this matchup. Eastwood is kind of, to me, has always been the Archibald of that league over there. League that is made up of Otsego, Oak Harbor, Maumee, Genoa, Lake, Fostoria, and Rossford. They used to have Woodmore and Elmore and those schools in it, but that gives you an idea. It's over there east of Bowling Green. But over the last 28 years, I'm going back to the year, actually 29, I'm going back to the year 1996. I've added up the combined regular season records. I threw out the playoffs.
From 96.
Whoa. 96 on.
Good grief.
And Liberty Center has won 81% of their games. Eastwood has won 80%.
Okay.
Liberty actually has only got like 3 more wins than Eastwood for the last nearly 30 years. But that tells me that Eastwood's going to come to town and they're going to have something to prove. However, this is the pit. This is the black hole. This is a home game on Kip Kern Field. This is what it's all about. You come and you play. The energy of the game. You just want to get out there and beat on people. It's not beating on people, but you want the competition. You thrive on head-to-head going to it, and I love it.
Well, we couldn't tell that Spike Whitman loves it. I mean, this is Spike's home. He's been coming to games here for how many years now, Spike? 65 years?
Oh, yeah.
70 years?
Yeah.
You think you know a thing or two about
Some of
being
that.
in this stadium a little bit? Anytime you say Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field, that means a lot to a lot of us, Brian, and this game's going to be a good one. This Eastwood team is nothing to snipe at. They come in last year 11-2, 6-1 in their conference, and Sam Cotterman, to Spike's point, last year 11-2, 6-1 in the conference, and was right in that game against Oak Harbor, back-to-back second-place finishes in their conference, and this Eastwood culture, as Spike has alluded to, is very good. They're a winning program.
Yeah, this is a school that's really very athletic. You see them in track a lot. They have track stars. Basketball, they're a really good basketball program. So they have high-end athletes, and they're going to really highlight those athletes tonight in this pass spread game that you're going to see.
A lot of 4 and 5 wide, and this team can score a lot of production. You look back at the 24 season for Eastwood, and they just scored a lot of points, almost 44 points a game, Spike Whitman, but they gave up close to 20, and that's kind of where the vulnerability may be. A team that likes to spread it in practice and throw it around and use their athletes sometimes just is not as prepared for the physicality that Casey Moeller and the Liberty Center Tigers are about to bring. And
that's exactly in the Skip, the guy that does the Ohio State scoring show along with the big guys. He has his high school football show every Friday night, and they mentioned Liberty Center and Eastwood. And the Eastwood coach had a quick 20-second interview, and he said, yes, I know they'll throw the ball more, but he said it's their running game that we are the most concerned of, and we are concerned about our ability to stop it. That's going to be the matchup.
Let's talk about it a little bit, Jigs. Sam Cotterman, a Perrysburg legend, came over from Perrysburg, brought his offensive coordinator, Drew Sims, was an outstanding quarterback at Perrysburg. Very innovative. If you break down the film and watch the play calling, in particular last week against Kenton last week, they went up 40-8 and was cruising on cruise control in the third quarter. But Cotterman is 20-5, going on season number 3, 2-time runner-up in the NBC to Oak Harbor. Last year, 11-2, 6-1. They were in the playoffs last year and won a shootout against Norwayne, a prolific offensive team. I think Eastwood scored 56 in that matchup, and then ran into a Milan Edison team that put almost 500 yards of rushing. So I think what we see here, and I think we've talked about it this week with Casey, we've talked about it in our podcasts and a lot of work we've done looking at huddle film and being at practice, this Eastwood team is really explosive, and Casey talks about team speed. Mm-hmm. They've got speed, hash to hash, numbers to numbers. They will stretch you and strain you and talk a little bit about the things you liked about Eastwood on film this week.
Yeah, I like the way they spread the football around. They got 3 or 4 weapons on the outside that they will throw to confidently. A nice little running back that's kind of a smaller, shiftier guy, but can break some tackles. And I like the balance of their offense. They really spread the ball, like I said, spread the ball around, but it's different formations. It's moving their athletes around, finding creative ways to get them the ball, whether it's in the screen game. They'll take some wildcat direct snaps with the Shoemaker kid, number 2, that you're going to see a lot from tonight. So I think they keep teams off balance with formations, potentially quick plays that they can run because they will go quick, and just the amount of athletes that they have.
The thing that sticks out to me is this Cam Shoemaker impacts the game on special teams. They had a big return for a touchdown last week against Kent. It really kind of got him back into the game. Kent had taken a lead. Shoemaker bang, 80-yard kickoff return, and then they move him around.
Yeah.
It's hard to identify him in those formations. They put him in motion. They reset him. They short motion him. They put him wide. They put him in the slot. He runs some wildcat.
Yep.
That is your best athlete, and they really do a great job. Again, Drew Sims, the OC, does an exceptional job of finding his athletes in space. And the thing I like about Cam Shoemaker is he's durable. He took a lot of hits last week, took hits last year, and really kind of walked away unscathed. Talk a little bit about how you defend someone so dynamic in Cam Shoemaker.
Well, I think there's got to be a focus, right? I mean, when he's at the line of scrimmage or within the tackle box, it's alert linebackers all the way. And then when he's coming out of that and more of that slot, Sniper's got to have an eye on that guy. I mean, it's a sure, you have your responsibility within your zone coverage, but there's an extra eye when they target a guy to this stature and to this many times. You know that's the first look almost every single play that a quarterback, when he has confidence with a guy like that, that's read number 1.
Yeah, he is a primary alpha on the offense. And they've also got an array of offensive wide receivers, guys that play different spots, slots, numbers, hashes. They can really run routes. They're really well coached, Spike. And, you know, when you go up against a well-coached team, you've seen this for many, many years, advantage Liberty Center, because this coaching staff, when they've got to take a look at an offense like this, Casey, Matt Bryan, Nick Miller, go down the list. This coaching staff does a great job in getting this team ready. I know you've been at practice. I know you've seen film. Talk about some of that preparation, some of that coaching you've seen this week as we get to this game here tonight.
Actually, this week, it was, I won't say it was night and day, but there was a huge difference. The team, all of a sudden, you could almost see the focus. These guys were smoother. They were emotionally just ready. I mean, it wasn't just, we're playing, we're playing, and this is whatever week of the season. These guys were tuned in from the go, and practice just went fast. It just went from one thing to another, and it was a smooth transition. Now, there was some, what are you doing, and stuff like that, just not to get too explanatory, but the guys were taking it well. They were coached well this week, and they accepted it, and they drank it in just like a water on a hot, dry day. That's the way it was this week. It was just good stuff.
And it's always good to get practice insight from Spike. He sees the film with the team. He gets to practice a day or two, certainly keeps that daily pulse. But I tell you, it's hard to get a daily pulse on an offense that scores this much. Mm-hmm. And as good as Matt Bryan is and as good as we are, we've talked about it in the preseason in our podcast that we've got a younger defensive backfield. We've replaced 4 defensive backs. We've made a lot of conversation about that. But last week against Tenora, I really thought after the first 2 drives, you saw it better play consistently. Yeah. You saw adaptation. Now the interceptions, the pressures came. And then we went a quarterback that was 8 for 11 ended up going 10 for 25. So I think our defensive backfield really grew in one game.
Yeah, I mean, with some of these young players, and I say young players, but some of these are juniors and seniors, just first time starters. It takes time to be in the heat of a starting role when you're seeing starter reps. You're seeing the speed of the game for the first time, and I think you saw us kind of get up to speed after that second drive at Tenora. And there's some very athletic secondary for Liberty Center. Let's not make no mistake. These guys can make every play that they need to play. It's just seeing more reps, seeing this stuff so you can get more confidence. And you saw that last week.
Talk a little bit. Go ahead, Spike.
Let me add this. In practice this week, I'm seeing exactly what both of you just alluded to. The defensive backs are sharper.
Yeah.
They're better than what I expected at this point. They're very talented, very athletic, and I think, hopefully, you certainly wish this, but I do believe they have the skill set. They can get a lot better as the season goes.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't match yet last year's defensive backs. These guys were all-stars, but this bunch is capable of perhaps meeting that, getting as good as they were. I really believe that. This could really get better as the season goes.
Well, with the number of snaps you get, the more improvement you get. And talk about it a little bit. You were a rover, strong safety type. So when you watch the defensive backfield, you look at it with an eye that just has a little more familiarity with some of the things, the adjustments, the growth. But I like what I saw last week of Tyler Roars, a guy that really is on an island, playing a cornerback position for the first time, kind of has a sniper linebacker build, but very athletic in space. And then comment on Ethan Gray, a smooth athlete that really high IQ, and both guys produced really well in that second quarter and really generated a lot of pass defenses and did some really good things.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing as a corner is no deep balls, right? Nobody behind you, nothing over your head. You are the deepest a lot of time as a corner play. And they got tested a couple of times. Tyler Roars got tested deep, made a nice play, kind of broke one up. Ethan Gray got tested one time, and he was right there, stripe for stripe. Receiver made a great catch, but that was good to see because we saw that the other way in some of these scrimmages where we got burnt deep. Guys got behind us. And you wanted to see that improvement, and we saw it in Tenora. We're going to have to be ready tonight because Eastwood will go deep. They got some routes. They got some hitch and goes where they will double move you to take you deep, and you have got to be aware or these guys can get behind you quick, and it's 7 points.
I thought we got really good play out of our snipers as well. There was a number of guys that stood out. I think Isaac Orth played a good ball game. I think JT Crew played a good ball game. I think you get performances from guys this last week that didn't surprise you, but Mason Smith played a good ball game. There was a lot of dudes making a lot of plays last week, and you commented those snipers had a really good football game.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they got their hands on a lot of balls.
They did.
I think we touched 5 balls last week, intercepted 2. That's always good to see, the activity. And I like the rotation that they have, almost using Mason more in the run type of the early downs, and then JT coming in more in the passing downs. JT got underneath a route, almost picked one off. That was nice to see. And Isaac Orth, he's coming from the linebacker room. He's really good at the line of scrimmage, figuring some things out in the secondary, but more reps. That guy's usually used to playing downhill, right? And sometimes when you're in the secondary, it's backpedaling, it's doing some things he's not used to. But he's a fluid athlete, and I've liked his movement. So I'm interested to see how he improves as he gets moving here.
I also like the emergence of sophomore Isaiah Badenhop. There's a guy that really likes to compete, is extremely athletic, a little bit like the quarterback we're going to see tonight, Braden Luthart. This kid played for us last year, played point guard, got to a regional, got a lot of really good play out of him, and I thought Isaiah Badenhop is a guy to watch as a speed guy, cover guy, and an athlete.
Yeah, he did. He hasn't touched the ball. They targeted him a few times on offense, didn't get a touch.
But returned a punt and was very impressive.
And we talked, just look out, because I think there's going to be some kickoff, punt return for
explosive
touchdowns
plays
that we're going to be talking about.
He had a punt return
Big
that
time.
was dazzling, about 20 yards up the sideline.
I think you're going to see a few of them go to the house before the end of the season, so just keep an eye on that. But, yeah, it's nice to have a fast athlete, right, like him, and he's probably one of the faster kids on our team. We're working him on defense. Great to see. Punt game, kickoff return game. And then, obviously, defensively, too. He's another guy that can work in that corner spot, work in that sniper spot.
He's
so we're getting some depth.
In practice this week, for example, great route runner.
Yeah.
Great route runner. And then you take how many more? You got Murdoch as an underclassman coming up.
Yep.
You watch that guy.
Yeah, we like him.
And you got Old Crew. And Lana Zach, a tight end that can run any kind of route that a wide receiver or a blocking tight end can run. He can run any of them. He can run the post. He can run the slant. He can run the curl. He can run the...
He can fade him up.
Oh,
you can jump ball him.
Let's before we get excited about offense, you two got off on offense there. It's so exciting. Spike, I wanted to have you, I think one of the things that we don't talk enough about, and Jiggs and I have discussed it, but Thomas Moeller in the back of that defense as the rover. When Casey played in that 96 team, 95 team, he was the rover in that defense. Yeah. He got everybody aligned. Very high IQ. Of course, you see him as a coach. Casey was that kind of player. What Casey lacked as a player, because I coached that team, was what I think his son brings. Hard-nosed, hard-hitting, very physical, very athletic interception last week. Talk about having a guy like Thomas Moeller, who's played in a ton of big games, a ton of snaps, how important he is to that young secondary.
Well, he was a leader last year, and look at who we had and who we graduated.
Right. 4 great seniors.
Right. And he was still the leader. They still looked to him for guidance and to quarterback the defense. So now he's had all this experience, and certainly or essentially 2 years experience, and now it becomes even more that way. More quarterbacking it, more being a teacher and a guidance counselor almost. It's that way in practice. He's constantly talking to the younger guys. And you should have been over here. And our coaches, I mean, they've got the eagle-eye binoculars on all this move, and they can bisect and dissect pass routes, pass defensive routes, and how you do you backpedal, when do you turn and run, and they teach well about when the ball comes down, even if you lose it, get the hand in there when you watch his eyes. I mean, and these are just little things that a lot of people teach, but our coaching staff does it to the nth degree until I'm sick of hearing it.
Well, Thomas Moeller showed up last week. He had a big game early in his career against Archbold when he was really needed. Last year against Patrick Henry, came downhill on big stops inside the red zone. Thomas Moeller is a big part of this defense, but last week I really liked our linebackers. Now, Tenora threw the ball, Eastwood's going to throw it, but our linebackers last week, not only did they blitz effectively and they stopped the run, Tenora only 30 yards in rushing, and really if you took the sacks, it was negative 13. But that linebacker room is really humming with top 4 players, including Max Walker, who is your all-league, all-district player. Jackson Lonizek looks like kind of the country version of Lawrence Taylor. And then Garrison Cruz might be the best player in the field any day that you put him out there. Baxter Barrett led the team in tackles. That's 4 guys that can really produce for you in all 3 phases of the game. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think you just see the dynamic of that room. I mean, these are guys that can run.
Yes.
All 4 of them can just run. And they're big kids. I mean, we got 3 of them over 200 pounds. Yes. Baxter a little bit lighter, but plays, I think, bigger than his weight shows. So these guys just run to the football, and there is not many plays that they missed. I think there were a few missed tackles last week. I'm sure that'll get cleaned up in film session with Coach Weimer and Hefflinger this week. But it's the film study. We've talked about that a little bit, and the education that you can get from watching film on these other teams and the nuances that you can pick up on before you start this game. It is such an advantage if you know how to do it and you do it the right way. And this coaching staff, they get these players doing it the right way.
Coach Weimer commented on Jiggs' watching film. He's like, wait a minute. He calls Jiggs in the middle of the week. Says, Jiggs, why do you have 3-4 hours watching the film of Eastwood? Jiggs like, man, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for Eastwood. So I think it's a huge part of the development of our players is they've got to be on the film, in the film room and on the huddle film, because I watch a lot of it as well, and boy, oh boy, that end zone camera tells you a lot.
Yep.
Jiggs, our defensive line, we knew we were going to be dominant. Just a load of talent, but I was really impressed last week when I started seeing younger players step in and having big games. Talk about Sawyer Bockelman last week. He really showed up, 2 sacks, and became dominant in the second half of that game.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he brings some speed off that edge, and he looks like Kellen. For his size, he looks like Kellen Weimer. They look like the same.
6'4", 255. Kellen Weimer, 6'5", 270. Those 2 dudes last week got off. They were very good last week. That is tough to deal with when you put 2 of them on the ends along with Hunter Spangler and then Cifuentes on the inside. Those guys were very disruptive, and I think you're going to see more disruption tonight because as Bachman gets confidence, Kellen Weimer continues to get confidence on the outside, then Spangler working on the outside with Cifuentes. That is a nasty group, and those are big boys. I mean big boys. We talk about throwing lane, passing lanes for opposing quarterbacks, and it's tough when you're going and you've got a defensive end, 6'5", coming up with his hands up, and he's up to about 8 foot. In your windows.
I mean, that's tough to throw over top of. So big advantage with our taller ends, Cifuentes pushing the pocket from the middle, and we've been getting good reps from Deegan Schweiger. He came in good reps. Navarre came in, got good reps. So
Spangler gives you some reps from time to time that are important.
So the defensive line, I was really happy to see.
Another one, number 74, up and coming.
Yeah, we think Henry Fitzgerald is going to be a really good offensive lineman. Spike, real quick, what do you expect out of this running back room this week? Again, Garrison Cruz, a much heralded player, probably a Division I football player. But last week I was really impressed with Thomas Moeller. He ran the football. He's a great cutter. Again, high IQ player, really understands finding that space, working those blocks, both between Garrison Cruz, and I also think the Roars boy tonight will show up a little bit more. You're going to see some wider runs tonight, but I really like our running back room. What's your expectations tonight?
Well, yeah, I think it's we want to showcase the throw. But running game is what Liberty Center does best. The wing tee, and then everything that manifests itself from that. I mean, they run jet sweeps, and they love that formation. And now they've got this second bull in the woods with the passing game. It gives you more. But it's still going to come back down to the running game, establishing that, and you've got Moeller. This year, we've seen it, like you alluded to there. He's got more moves. He's a little quicker.
Physical.
Yes.
Plus 15 pounds.
Yeah, and I think everything is just manifesting itself into his improvement. And Gary, I mean, you've got Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside, and then you've got
Tyler Roars.
Tyler Roars, and it's like we've got a three-headed weapon there. And with the play action with Kreinbrink, and with him able to throw very many different kinds of passes. His arsenal, Jigs, might have been even bigger than yours back in the day.
Yeah, well, he's got a big arm. There's no doubt. I was not throwing it 55, 60 in the air, and I think he could do that.
We like Jigs running it, though, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and Jigs in that running back room, too, and I think when you start looking at the depth of that room, Baxter Barrett added a 12-yard touchdown last week and looked pretty good doing it. So you got Roars, who I think can give you a lot of good, but I also think Baxter Barrett is starting to grow in that position as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident with all four of them players playing any whether it's fullback, halfback, or that wing position. You can rotate these players and be just fine, in my opinion. Now, I'd like to see this spread around where you get 10 here, 10 there.
Yeah, you were very concerned about the concentration of carries with Thomas and Garrison. It's hard not to want to give them the ball.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There.
But you know what? This is a long season. So I like to spread it around, get players confident, get players some carries. So then when you do have to lean on them, if you do have an injury, those players are ready to go.
Jigs, question marks going into the season, we've outlined them pretty well, was the cornerback position or the defensive secondary, which I think is showing a lot of stabilization and some really nice-looking players in depth. But it was also the quarterback room. You talked about it. The quarterback maybe isn't always the most important player on the field on offense, but sometimes he is the most important impact to a game.
Yep.
Last week, Caden Kreinbrink was outstanding.
Yeah, he was. I mean, just what he did in that first half, it was really – couldn't even believe my eyes half the time. Hold on. How many yards? 200 yards and
227
4 touches.
Yards.
I mean,
8 of 10 or of 11 at halftime. That, as you said, may be an all-time record for Liberty Center football. Because I know Minor Kirshner wasn't throwing the ball around, and Norm Decker would shoot you if you ran it. I mean, if you threw it. So I think Decker and those guys, Jim Meeker, loved also to run the football. This is a running program. Caden Kreinbrink does something we're not used to here.
Yeah, I like the efficiency. I like the way he spread it to multiple receivers. And, he had the one pick, but, man, he looked really good throwing the football, and he had time. Our offensive line is really protecting. He has time to survey the field and pick an open guy. I was very impressed with the pass game last week.
Despite the contrast to Eastwood, Eastwood's got a really good offensive line in the pass game. They're not as effective sometimes in the run, but Liberty Center, Nick Miller and I were talking, and he talks about 8 sacks in 8 years. We can be protected and throw from the pocket, and Caden Kreinbrink's dangerous. Nick talks about the pass blocking. Oh, he's dangerous. And Nick's talking about Liberty's pass blocking is underrated. I mean, you've got Hunter Spangler at center. Nothing is going to get by Hunter Spangler. He is outstanding. He is huge at 6'4", 270 pounds. But Kellen Weimer, who might just play at Ohio State someday, is going to be one of the best left tackles that you will ever see play at Liberty Center. At right tackle, you gave an award last week to Gabe Clapp, who really stabilized our offensive line. And then you've got a kid like Bockelman and Fitzenreiter and Swigert. You've got a lot of really good offensive linemen there.
Oh, yeah. They've got 5 guys that can play guard. Walker, Cifuentes, Henry Fitzenreiter, Schwager, and Lucas Navarro. So you've got 5 guys you can continue to rotate in and out. And then tackles, Gabe Claps, Backelman, and Kellen Weimer. And, of course, you got Cifuentes that can mix in there.
He's in there at guard.
Right. And so the mix and match, you could throw one of these guards in there at tackle if you need to. But it's just so interchangeable. And every position on the team is that way. The receiving core, the defensive line is the same way. Your snipers and cornerbacks. Oh, the one guy, Moeller, though. Moeller is a huge key. That guy's got to be on the field.
Talk about our offensive line a little bit, Jigs. I mean, we talk a lot about how good Kellen Weimer is, and he is outstanding. Hunter Spangler is probably one of the best centers in the state of Ohio with his size. I mean, that kid can really move. He does a lot of damage from the center position, gets to second levels, covers linebackers. That makes those touchdown blocks on those 0-1 traps. But our young guys, number 74, Henry Fitzenreiter, started to play. Now, Deegan Swigert was a known quantity. He's been playing fairly well. But you got to like Backelman. You've got to like number 74, Henry Fitzenreiter at guard. They played really well last week.
2 sophomores that are certainly
tough
coming. And
tough.
Henry had some really good reps. Really good, yes.
At center, we got Hunter Spangler. When was the last time we had a center that big?
Never.
And
Matt Leininger. Probably Matt Leininger.
But Leininger was a tight end, though.
Well, no, they moved. Well, his sophomore year, he was center.
Okay.
Junior year, center.
Then what impact does that have on the running game? If you've got a center that big, like a big fat anchor, what does that do to the rest of the attack? What does that allow your guards and tackles to do?
Well, it's not just how big he is, Spike, but how well he moves for his size.
Well, that's the key,
There's a guy that can get down, can get up, second level, third level. I mean, there's nothing that Hunter Spangler can't do from that position. He's able to get to all 3 levels. He's able to double team, take guys on himself. He picks up the blitz. So you're right. It does allow us to not have to always double guys.
Yes.
Getting to the second level is what this running game has been about for a long time, and Hunter Spangler is outstanding at doing that.
Yeah, get pivoting back to the young guys. But, yeah, liked what Fitzenreiter and Backelman both did last week. Fitzenreiter from the guard position pulled. He had a lot of nice reps, and Backelman is obviously he flashed on defense, but good reps on offense as well.
Well, it was, like I said, when you have sophomores that could fit into that kind of offensive rotation, and Max Walker is a first-team All-League type, first-team All-District type two-way player, and I think that when you look at Max's game, he's such a steady influence at guard, Spike, and I think when you have those seniors, you got 19 of them. That's a big group, and it brings a lot of leadership. You graduated a bunch last year, but you've got 19 this year. That's a big impact to this football team.
Yeah, and it just keeps growing. I mean, every year you have that. Now, remember, each team only has 5 returning spots from last year. Now, you got guys going both ways, of course, but both teams, we're both rebuilding, if you will, but we're rebuilding with a team that's played a whole boatload of games the last 3 years.
All right, we're going to take a break here for the national anthem, and then we'll be back right after this.
Back here with 4 minutes to go before kickoff. We were just kind of wrapping up the preview. Again, like to see the tunnels being built, the team Spike getting ready to come out, and how perfect is this weather? Packed crowd. Is this not perfect weather for a ball game? A big ball game.
This is it. And here they come! Those swashbuckling men in black, the Liberty Center Tigers! Boy, look at that wave after wave.
It's great to see the black and white. I like this color combination against the all-white of Eastwood. And I never know who wins the toss, Spike. Did you know who won this toss?
It was Eastwood won the toss.
How in the heck do you know that every week? I don't know where you're getting that information.
Eastwood deferred. Well, I was talking to that coach. He's been there what now?
This is year three for Sam Cotterman.
3 years, yeah. That'll be something we'll get into next week when we play Otsego. There
was an Eastwood staff, the Rutherfords that are at Otsego, trying to rebuild that program, and I'm surprised that Eastwood wanted to defer, Jigs. There's a lot of confidence, I think, after that win last week against Kenton and the numbers they put up. I think there's a little bit of swagger going on at Eastwood right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see here. I mean, this kickoff team has been ready to rock. It is as advertised as it's been the last several years. You just never know what kind of explosion we're going to see. So, excitement from the get here.
Well, I don't know that it's Casey style, Spike, to want the ball to begin with, but I really want to see early on how our offensive line and our running game come together early. I felt last week at times that Tenora did some really good things. They kind of confused us with some oddball blitzes, and we kind of called it a junk defense because you never really knew where they were coming from. This Eastwood team, I'm sure, will add a few extra people in the box. They run a base 4-3, 4 guys down, 3 guys behind. But my sense of it is you're going to have that 10, 11 guys within 9 to 11 yards of the ball.
Well, similar to what we saw last week at Tenora, a bunch of linebackers blitzing and guessing holes, and I expect some teams to do that against us. Because if you don't, and you don't dedicate 7, 8 guys, we will dominate you on the ground, and you have no hope. So I expect to see Eastwood do some gaming up front and getting a lot of guys in the box.
Well, I just feel like last week Tenora did some really good things. I just felt like early on they were getting penetration. They were getting in the backfield. They were blitzing against some of those pulling guards, and they created a lot of problems in some of our running plays, but got on track eventually. Both running backs started to pile up some yards. I think Liberty ended up getting some rushing totals that was more like – because they didn't play much of the third quarter. They played 1 or 2 drives of the third quarter. I think the rushing yards did eventually come. But Tenora, you have to give them credit. They did some good things against us.
Well, there's the whole crux of playing football. You match your best stuff against our best stuff, and then we make checker and chess moves to try to change that. And so that'll be the battle tonight. It's coaching staff versus coaching staff, and how well you can project the quick changes you have to make on the fly.
Well, I would watch out. I think Eastwood, too, is fully capable of onside kick and doing something. They're on the road against a power heavyweight. And sometimes when you feel like you come into a stadium, you want to take the air out of it, you do something that maybe you're not so comfortable with. And I think you better be very careful, Liberty Center, with keeping their eyes and ears up here. This could be a little as you might call it, a little chicanery, Spike.
Here we go.
Don't worry, Eastwood is not overwhelmed.
No.
They are not caught up in the stigma. Oh, this is Liberty Center. Sports fans out there listening in, believe you me, Eastwood is going to come to play football, and Liberty Center will have to react. They will have to adjust, but that's what this Liberty Center Tiger team needs right now, is a good, tough, strong opponent to box their ears around a little bit. How are we going to react? Here we go. Kickoff. Short kick. Hits down about 20-yard line, picked up down there
Big
at
hole.
the 13-yard line, return back up,
Got
and
it.
got a little crew. Breaks one, slipped through another, and pounds his way up to the 37-yard line.
Liberty Center putting some good blocks on JT Olcrew. Nice looking seam run right there, and the blockers, I think the highlights of this game, you might see some good blocks on that first kickoff spike. Pretty good start for Liberty Center.
Absolutely. And the blocking was super. I mean, he had a lane, he found it, he hit it, made the right cut, and everything worked together. All right, Liberty Center, 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. You got Cruz on the right, Moeller on the left in the backfield with a wing set. Here's Cruz kicking it outside, followed a great block.
Wow.
Stays on his
My
feet,
goodness.
kicks outside,
Max Walker.
another shield block, heading down the sideline at the 40. Breaks one, still going and pounding down, still going. How did he break through that? He's at the 20, the
That's
10,
a touchdown,
the
baby.
5, it's a Liberty Center
Replay.
Tiger touchdown.
Wanna replay
How
that?
did he break it? He made 3 great moves. He had 2 great downfield blocks at the 50. Then he got into a scrum, cut back to the right, and I lost him in the crowd. It was like he just emerged from a cloud of dust. Wow.
What a great block by Max Walker. I think if we get a replay on that, you're going to see number 50 right off the tip just blow up a kick-out block. Wow.
Hey, and you give Gary a little bit of space like that, and that's exactly what he can do for you.
Here's the snap. It's good. The hold by Kreinbeck is good, and the kick
Whoa.
is good.
Statement.
Back there now, Max Perry doing the kicking while and a good job, drives one through. The first, not at the line of scrimmage.
Let's take a look at this replay if we can get it up here. Watch this block. Ooh, I want to get it from the top, but some good blocking downfield. Good job by Jackson. Lonazak roars with a good job. You're getting really good blocks from a lot of guys downfield, and you gave him a crease. Just like you look at Kane Kreinbrink, the quarterback trying to get downfield. There was a block at the top of this play.
Yeah.
That was, I think,
Max
the
Walker.
play changer from Max Walker, a kick-out block. He pulled. Man, oh, man, Spike, what a way to start.
Yeah, and somebody got downfield at about their 45-yard line and really threw a super block, sealed that inside back in, and that allowed Gary to get around the at the midfield after he left the line of scrimmage at the 37. So a 63-yard touchdown, and that wasn't just a burst. That was a man walking among sandburrs, buddy, tipping and jiving and moving and cutting and following about 8 blocks.
Second game in a row with first offensive play is a touchdown. This offense can strike quickly.
Well, it's great to see Garrison. You know, last week, maybe not his top game of his career, but boy, did he answer the first carry tonight.
Hungry.
And Spike, there were many times Eastwood had a chance, but he ran right through those arm tackles.
All right, here's the kickoff. High end over end. That's going to come down at the 12-yard line. Return up the right hash. Now back to the middle. Slips through one seam and brought down. Let me see. Schweiger, yeah, it was ended in a 7. I got that much. And Schweiger, great ball player. The typical smaller guard, but full of action on defense. He's got a nose for the ball like we saw there, and so Eastwood will take over at their own 31-yard line. There's only 27 seconds gone off the clock. Eastwood will show 2 wideouts here to the wide side with a single setback. Out of the gun. Throws the long home run ball. And that's
what a play.
I think Ethan's
He
got an
picked it off.
interception.
Oh, my.
No. Now they're going to rule incomplete. At first he had the catch, and then it looked like he stole the ball, and now it falls to the turf.
Man, oh, man, what a great play by Ethan there to play the hands. Just what we're talking about there. Didn't turn his head, played the hands, took that ball away. I think you could argue he might have got a foot down, but they're going to call it incomplete.
Wow.
Interesting here. I don't see number 2 Shoemaker in the game.
All right, 2 wideouts to the short side of the field. Now motion this way. They're going to give it to the second back. He's pounding up the middle on kind of a bit of a draw. Picks up maybe 3.
It's Braden Brown, and last week he was 19 carries, 95-yard Spike, and really fueled their third quarter with big important runs as they flipped the script, throwing it in the first half to running it in the third quarter.
Yeah, Coach Riggi said they were going to be about a 50-50.
Yep.
Running, passing, from what they had learned. Okay, still a single setback. Motion to the wide side of the field. Out of the gun, rolling hard this way, looking upfield, over the middle. Got a man on a slant route, caught there at the 45, and brought down in the open field by
Tyler Roars. Good tackle by Tyler. But
Roars.
Landon Weems, that little slot receiver coming across the field. Excellent conversion by Eastwood. He took his time. Braden Luthart, sophomore, but looks very composed back
there.
Very athletic kid.
All right, a lot of times they no huddle, but it's not a real fast no huddle as we saw there. Now quarterback keeps it, runs the option, kicks it outside, slowed down out there. Now pursuit by Gary Cruz and shoved out of bounds after about 3. Another wrinkle, little option stuff.
Well, you knew they were going to have to pull out a little bit different playbook against Liberty Center tonight. Good to see number 22 check in, Caden Sonnenberg. Been on the DL, but he adds a lot of experience and snaps in this defense at the sniper position.
That's right. Great to have him back. All right, 2nd down and 7 at the Liberty Center 47-yard line.
You're right. I do not see their top offensive weapon in this game right now, Brian.
No, I don't see Shoemaker.
Cam Shoemaker not in this game right now.
All right. Now rolling this way again. Has trouble.
Ooh.
A lot of pressure put on. Incomplete. Super coverage out there by Ethan Gray, and the pass rush by Gary Cruz.
And Hunter Spangler coming up, pushing that pocket and struggling right now. Eastwood struggling to keep the Liberty Center Tigers in front of them. Good job, though, by the pass rush.
Yes. We're seeing him roll out a lot now. Is that because of the Liberty pass rush? Just to give him time.
I think so, and I think he's a very athletic kid, so they're going to give him a run-pass option.
Put him on the move a little bit.
Okay, 3rd down and 7 at the Tiger 47. Same 3-receiver set. Out of the gun, straight 3-step drop. Looks, has time. Now has in front of a
Can't hold the ball against this defense.
Yeah, Hunter Spangler, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, and get in the pocket and throw it. Hunter Spangler, great series right there, Spike. A big pressure, big sack, and he rushed the quarterback like a defensive end right there. That was impressive.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is that he had contact at first. He didn't break through, but he simply overpowered his man.
Yep.
And when the good coverage downfield didn't allow that quick pass, and so it forced a punting situation. 4th and 11. Line drive, spiraling punt. That's going to come down, taking it to 15-yard line by Badenhop. Badenhop slips past one and works his way up near the 25-yard line.
I just want to implore our fan base to rewatch some of this special teams play. Deegan Swigert put the smoke on somebody there, and those hits are legal. They're during the play, but boy, they take a toll on coverage teams from Eastwood. That was a big time hit by Deegan.
He's always looking for those.
And now they're rewarding Schwager with a spot on the field at guard. He's back in the game after that punt. All right, Tigers show a single wide out to this side. Now they're going to motion over. Lonazak comes to the right along with
Tyler Roars.
All right, give to the second back. That's Moeller.
Makes a good cut.
And it stays on the feet. Kill going. Breaks one and bounds his way up to the 38-yard line.
We talked about this too, Jigs. Eastwood will get gashed. And Liberty right now having a lot of success. Interior line, those guys are moving bodies. Navarre with a good block there. Liberty Center right now looking very much in rhythm in the run game.
Yeah, if you just look at the amount of bodies Tonora had at the line of scrimmage within 5 yards, it was 7 or 8, and Eastwood has not done that yet. So we'll see see if they make an adjustment against this run game.
New formation, trip receivers to the far side. They're going to flip it out to the opposite side to Lonazak. Lonazak takes on a tackle, bounds through another guy, and drives his way forward for 5 yards. That's like fullback yardage out of your tight end.
Well, you've had a base 4-3, but they've added a defensive lineman, so they've got 5 guys at the line of scrimmage, and now you're seeing some safety, sniper-type blitzing on that play, so they're going to have to start taking some chances in the run game. The quick hitting against those blitzes get very effective. Last week, the dives became a big part of our offensive game plan.
All right, now we've got a two tight end formation. They're going to shift out of that. Gray to the right, Lonazak tight end over on the left. In the slot, Roars. They fake the jet sweep, give it on a quick hitter right up the middle to Gary. Gary pounding. Those were 2-man type yards there. Wow.
Number 65, Hunter Lauer, and 66, Brady Mulholland. did some good things inside. That trap, they stopped that trap pretty good. Number 60 also Braden Dix. At front, did a good job on that snap. I really like number 56. That's their top player, Jack Sensing. Those guys in the interior are going to be very important for Eastwood to slow that inside run game down.
All right, Tigers with it on their own 46. 3rd down and 2. Double wing set. Here's Mulder in motion. They're going to give it to Mulder.
Block.
A little jet sweep. Breaks through one. This is going to be tight, and I think his progress is going to be about 2 feet short. Let's go back to Mulder quick. I liked what you said, Scott, earlier about his footwork is improved. Oh, they're going on a quickie here. 4th down and 1. Tigers show it. Crime break comes up under center. Wide out to the far side, tight end. Now they're going to wait.
Trying to draw him off
that in practice a lot.
Little quick count.
Yep. Get him off balance, and Crime break bars his way forward for a 1st down.
You will not lose yards behind your center, Hunter Spangler.
Well, and you got Crime break, who is not a small guy either. So you get him moving forward right behind Hunter Spangler's back. That is going to be a very effective play for us in short yardage this year. I like it. I really like that play.
2-yard gain. That's the right ball at midfield. But Mulder with that improved footwork. I noticed it there. We didn't see that same thing last year, not to this extent.
And he's running a little bit more physically, which I love.
Yes. All right, Old Crew and Lonazak spread out wide to this side. Wide out to the far side with the wing right. Back to throw over the middle, just over Roars' head. Had him open on that crossing route. Well, not open, but.
That was Bryce White on a little bit of a blitz there and got in Caden's face. And, it created a little discomfort. You're going to have to do that. If you give Crime Brink a lot of time, he's going to be able to pick you apart like last week against Tenora.
I think he was just a little unsettled, saw that rush and rushed that just a fuzz.
But he did put it where only we were going to catch it. All right, 2nd down and 10, ball directly at midfield. 2 wide outs to this side. Give to the second back. Gary breaks through one, fouls a great block. Breaks it, follows another block. Roars shoved the man back, and that allowed Gary to pick up another 5 inside the 30-yard line, down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 22 yards, and the Liberty Center Tigers are on the march again.
Boy, Tyler just gets a block, and he's trying to get himself turned.
Yep.
That's a touchdown, but really good job. 0-1 trap. Those guards and centers doing some great work. Max Walker, the leader inside.
All right, now out of the gun, Crime Brink. Tigers now will shift out 4 wide outs with a wing back to the left. In the backfield by himself, Crime Brink. Now under a pass rush. Gets it out there to Lonazak on a little screen. Lonazak down the middle of the field. Pounds through inside the 10-yard line and down to the 8. A gain of 15 yards, and the Tigers are at something at 1st and goal.
Little delayed kind of almost screen to Lonazak. And, Brian, you're going to see a lot of plays designed for Jackson Lonazak. That was well designed right there. Drew the defense, wide open.
Good job
passing,
by Crime Brink. Hold that to the last second. Was able
patience.
to give him a chance to catch that ball.
All right, Mulder on the left, Cruz on the right in the backfield with Old Crew wide out to the right. They're going to get a quick hitter to Mulder. He's into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown, 8 yards out. And that offensive line on the left side with Walker and Spangler opened up an 8-foot wide hole, and Mr. Moeller danced and pranced into the end zone.
Man, you could sit there and watch every offensive lineman. They not only got a piece, but they move bodies. Deegan Swigert, big-time block. Hunter Spangler, a big drive. Kellen Weimer dominating this offensive line. Looks outstanding tonight.
Crime Brink the holder. Perry the kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good.
Well, that's a great story for us, Spike Whitman, is Max Perry finding different roles, important to our football team. That's an outstanding kick right there. He had a great week. Max Perry played really well in the kicking game last week.
Feels like this offense is going quick. I feel like in between plays, normally we have a little bit more time to talk about some things.
They are.
This offense is going quick.
You're right. They have speeded it up. And Eastwood is the same way. They run, it's near no huddle. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be a fast-paced game.
Well, let me tell you one thing right now. I have seen this offensive line make big strides already. Now, we knew Eastwood was going to get gashed in the run game. We knew that was going to happen. And we need to be prepared for them to answer on offense because they're very creative on the offensive end. They throw the ball very well. But Liberty Center's offensive line, some of the tempo, and I think they've really handled Eastwood up front right now. I mean, they are really winning the battle in the trenches. That's something we had to do early, and we did it. 14-0. Great start for the Tigers. And here we go, back to coverage teams. We talk about it all the time, Jigs, but as entertaining of a coverage group as you can see,
look out.
Keep your eye on some bodies going backwards. They'll be wearing white uniforms, I think.
We'll see what Eastwood does on this possession here, too. You cannot let the quarterback hold the ball. They're going to have to go quicker, I think. Get the ball out quick.
Foster and Ty Jackson, the gunners on the kickoff team. High end over end. That's going to come down and hit it to 15. He has to come up to get it. Hit, slowed down, and the Tigers, broke through one cordon. But the Tigers kept closing the ranks, and they nail him at about the 20. So only about a 6-yard return. Good coverage in all actuality.
I think anytime you get somebody at the 20 or inside the 20 spike, you've done your job on coverage, and Brian Hefflinger has been really preaching. Guys, stay in your lanes, be disciplined, and keep them inside the 20. Good job by the coverage team.
Now, the size of the defensive line, you got Cifuentes in the middle with Weimer and Spangler. How in the world do you run against that? And then with the linebackers that we've got, all right, a wide out to either side. Now motion back to the ball. They're going to give it on a quick hitter up the middle and a gain of maybe nothing. Maybe they stopped him for no gain. What great reaction by our defensive front seven.
Baxter Barrett playing the mic now a little bit. Usually the will, but did a good job diagnosing that. Big-time tackle by Baxter. But that defensive line, Cifuentes, Kellen Weimer, and Hunter Spangler, Jigs, is doing their job up front.
So the linebackers actually can read this stuff. The defensive line just tries to tie everything up. All right, trip receivers over here to the wide side. Man-to-man coverage now. Motion back to the ball. He'll motion over to the other side. Quarterback straight drop. Throws a lob downfield and caught. Wow, he cut back and curled it in at the last minute. Was that by design?
Yeah, it was Landon Weems. Nice route, well thrown. But good job by Eastwood. That's a big play for them.
Yeah, it looked like Ethan kind of got crossed up. That ball floated in the air. It looked a little funny there at the end. A couple more of them floating like that, and you're going to see interceptions happening.
All right, so they'll start out with the same trip receiver set. Motion back to the ball, stops at that tight end spot. Give right up the middle and goes nowhere, right into the teeth of the defense. Max Walker down there in the inside of that.
Cruz.
Cruz, I'm sorry, Cruz.
No gain. Tackled by number 30, Cruz, number 18, Lonazak, number 50, Walker, number 75.
Yeah, I got to quit going by single digit. 0-0. All right. So the Tigers show that same front. You got Cruz up there showing up at the defensive line of scrimmage. Straight drop, throws to the sideline, caught on a little in route. Great open field tackle there by Walker to cut that advantage to only a gain of 6.
You want to run this quick passing offense to keep their quarterback clean, and he's a very effective thrower of the football. We knew he was going to be good tonight, and he's doing a good job. Braden Luthart, sophomore, just unfazed by the pressure and making some big completions for Eastwood here.
It's a good job by Max. That's one of their favorite plays at the short side, that quick screen. Good job, good recognition there.
Man in the slot, a wide out to either side. Motion. They fake that. Play action. Here comes pressure. They try to set up a screen, but it was Spangler got a hand on that in the middle. Boy, that could have been a big play.
They got some offensive linemen at the second level on that screen. That could be a big play for them, but they might consider going for this. We'll see.
2 screens in a row there, trying to slow this defensive line, defensive pressure down a little bit. They had that one. They could have completed it.
Yeah, it's a big chess match. They're back and forth. 4th and 4 for Eastwood. They're at their own 45-yard line. They're throwing caution to the wind, and they're going to go for it. Wide out to either side, motion back to the ball. Now they delay it.
Yep, going to call a timeout. Eastwood, this is the point of the game where they've got to take a look and see if they can get something inverted, Brian, because giving Liberty Center the football back with this run game, they've got to do something to stem the tide, because right now they've got no answers against Liberty's run.
I think we've seen a defense for Liberty Center that is in a learning process. I mean, this kid's a good quarterback, putting the ball on the money. They run good routes. Great learning experience. I think this is super for Liberty Center, a challenge.
This is a big game, guys. Eastwood came off a big win. They're an 11-win team, made the playoffs, finished at the top number 2 in their conference last year. I mean, this is an up-and-coming program. This is not one of these non-conference wins that you can chalk up. This is a real big football game here at Liberty tonight.
See, we get drawn up. 2 screens in a row. You wouldn't think they'd go back to a screen here. Run game, still a possibility, but doubt it. I think you're thinking pass here. This is the Cam Shoemaker down right here. I'm not sure why he's not out there, but
and you also watch for their big possession receiver.
All right, 2 wideouts over here. Out of the gun, 3-step drop, gets it off, caught out there. That's going to be enough for a first down. He did a down and come back type of route. Liberty Center respected it, and the pass was converted. The first down now just into Liberty Center territory.
Ethan Gray, I think, fell down on that comeback route, and really crisp, nice-looking throw again by the sophomore, and he's made some nice throws here early in this game.
Now that puts the ball on Liberty's 47-yard line, 1st and 10. So the gamble paid off. Give off the right side. Ooh. Oh, man, did the Tigers react to that? Pow! No gain on the play.
Good fill by Jackson Lonizak, but that defensive line doing some work. Hunter Spangler getting some great snaps early, creating a lot of problems. He's winning his matchup every snap.
Yeah, this Edmund op for number 1, they're really looking to him as kind of the primary target now with Shoemaker out.
All right, same set, 2 wideouts to the wide side. They're going to give it off that left side, looking for running room, and nothing there again. The whole Tiger defense flows with the ball.
Really like seeing Caden Sonnenberg in that tackle. He's feeling really comfortable.
Yep.
You know, all these defensive backs also have run-fit responsibilities, Brian. Caden, good job there. Liberty getting a lot of hats on the football right now on defense.
Boy, the defensive line just moved like a steamroller getting across there, covering that run. All right, so Eastwood trying to keep mixing it up. Now they'll go with that same standard set, 2 wideouts to the wide side. Straight drop, throws the home run ball, man out there, and tipped away at the last minute. Tyler Roars on an excellent defensive play. He's a little banged up, but I get this right. He snaked his hand in there at the last second when it looks like it was caught. Pow, knocks it out.
I do not like the looks of the knee. Yeah. It's like Tyler Roars was grabbing the knee, and he went up and made a great play on the ball. And sometimes you see the back to the ball of the corner, and the corner is just playing through the hands of the receiver. That was really well done by Tyler Roars.
Hey, we got an injury timeout. Let's hear from our sponsors.
Hey, Tiger sports fans, this 2025-26 Tiger Sports Live broadcast is brought to you by KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, P&L's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Swanton Welding, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, Gerald Grain, Hill Asphalt, Mason Hill Construction, Engler Auctions, Dental Health Associates of White House in Sylvania, and Fessenden Hardware of Swanton.
All right, we're back. Guys, I tell you what, I know Liberty Center wanted to get off to a fast start here, but, you know, with 2 drives, 8 plays, 9 plays maybe, I think very evident to me up front early that the line of scrimmage is going to belong to the Liberty Center Tigers.
Eastwood's going to have to add to add more bodies.
They helped him up, and he's
Tyler getting up. That's a good sign.
Coming off under his own power.
Them knees, man, those are scary, scary. deals there.
This turf too, some say it's good and safe. Some say it's a little tougher on the knees. I don't know, but as a father of a kid that tore an ACL, and I got a daughter, and Chip, she also tore an ACL. Chip likes natural grass, and hope he's good.
Tyler Rohr's walking this thing off now.
They got Badenhop here at corner. Be interesting if they test him. A lot of times you get a new guy in, they'll test him right away.
That's their big
fourth
possession
down,
guy. Zachary Mulholland is a guy that can go up and win a lot of balls at 6'4". Big matchup there, top of your screen.
4th and 10, back to throw.
Got time.
That scrambles out of the pocket, has a little bit of time, throws it out there, man to man, and we got a flag on the play.
Pass interference on Moeller. Be first down Eastwood.
Was that before the ball even got there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big conversion by Eastwood again, and they're going to take chances all night on 4th down. They're going to have to, because you give Liberty Center the football, they're going to run it down your throat. But I think there was pass interference on Thomas there on trying to make a play on the ball.
Looked like he got there just a little bit early.
Or did he get a hand on his back or something before the ball was there?
Yeah, he just interfered with the play. Unfortunate for Liberty, had it at 4th and 10, and you talked about it, Jigs. Eastwood's going to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to be 3 or 4 or 2, but
this offense can get going.
All right, so it'll be, I assume it's a 15-yard penalty, but no, they're only marking it.
Ball on the 37-yard line.
10 yards? They're marking it as a 10-yard penalty.
Maybe they called defensive holding.
Okay, holding. 10-yard penalty, but that's a first down now at Liberty Center's 37-yard line. Now they've got 2 receivers to the short side of the field out of the same gun. A little bit
play
of
there, Max.
Just another
slow
good job.
Developing run, and the Tigers defend that well, maybe a yard, and that's it.
Hunter Spangler again getting some penetration, getting a hand in there. Linebackers excellent, doing a good job when their run fits. Just a lot of good things right now from our linebacker room in the run game. Eastwood wants to run the football. They want to balance up on their play calling.
All right, Gary Cruz comes up on the defensive line of scrimmage. In its essence, showing a 4-man front. Tiger defense all within about 7 yards of the football here. 2nd down and 9 at the Tiger 36. Now rolling. In trouble, fires it off balance and incomplete. Tried to hit a receiver over there inside the 30, but a lot of pressure and on the run, couldn't hit the target. 3rd coming.
Good job that time. Isaac Orth got in his lane from that sniper position. He wanted the slant early on this left side. Isaac right in the lane. Had to come secondary option.
Those snipers closing windows, and Orth had a good week last week and doing some good things in coverage early this week.
All right, Eastwood sticking with that same set. Quarterback now rolling to his left. Has some time, lofts it over the middle, leaping catcher at the 28-yard line. That'll be just short of a first down. The Tigers converge, knock him back, but now we're looking at a 4th and 1 in Tiger territory.
Now they're going to go for it. They've already proven it. They've gone for it on 2 different 4th downs and 4th and 1. That's an easy call for Eastwood.
I think Braden Ludhart is exactly what he does. If he can get outside, he creates space, and then it's hard to scramble drill and guard a receiver on a secondary option, secondary route when he's trying to come back to the quarterback. That's what you're seeing on some of these completions.
Yeah, the rollout is his one big chance.
He's buying a lot more time.
Not going to do much in the pocket. All right, here we go. Wide outs to either side. Drop
Screen.
Back, throws underneath, and caught on a little bubble, and he's going to break it at the 15 and into the end zone for a Eastwood touchdown.
The screen game looked pretty effective, and they're getting their linemen to the second level. Those plays have been there for them.
Yeah, that's a tough play on a corner. Isaiah didn't make a bad play. He had to squeeze that, try to get in there before that lineman hit him. It's really got to be linebackers or the linemen to kind of come back and give some help there.
They've got a couple different screen looks, and that one put a lot of pressure on the short side to the corner, and that just opened up nicely.
They scored on that. They scored on that last week against Kenton.
All right, that makes the score 14-6 with just 5 seconds left in this first quarter. A wide open game already. Good snap, the hold there, and the kick wobbles its way over the top and then through the uprights. Good. So Eastwood has cut the lead now to 14-7, and that's what I'm talking about. This is a good ball club. This is a program. They're not daunted by a Liberty Center field advantage. They came to play.
Well, no doubt about it, and we knew Eastwood had a high-powered offense, and I think Sam Cotterman says, hey, listen, we're on the road against a good Liberty Center team. We're going to take 4 downs, and they took some time off the clock.
Probably 3 or 4 fourth down conversions on that drive.
There was at least 2, but they went for it on fourth down at least 3, if not 4 times. And again, Brian, look at that clock. Eastwood did a good job of possessing the ball, trying to get Liberty Center out of rhythm a little bit in that run game. So they're going to need to score some touchdowns tonight. This game's going to be a good one, as Spike has said. I think both teams have the ability to score. But Eastwood, very composed drive right there. The sophomore quarterback doing some really good things there, throwing the football.
They got to find a way to get a stop, though. And that has been the problem, trying to limit this run game. If they can't do that.
Well, they're definitely going to continue to add. You saw some additional blitzing there on that second drive for Liberty Center. And I think you're going to add and blitz, and that opens yourself up for a lot of quick hitters that may turn into home runs. We've already seen a little bit of that, Spike.
Quick question. Casey scripts several, 15 plays
maybe
or
less,
whatever?
maybe 8 to 10.
So now he's probably beyond that. What are we going to look for in the Liberty offense now as we get the ball back?
Vertical running game. Be aware, Liberty wants to get right up to the line of scrimmage.
Baxter Barrett. Wow, what a run. Kept pounding and driving. He had to go backwards to catch that ball over his shoulder at the 20, maneuvered his way up the sideline, and some great upfield blocking and some good footwork. Gave Barrett about a 30-yard return on the play.
Cole, can we see that one again? Baxter looks natural with the ball in his hands. You saw him up back, made a great cut, got to the outside. Look at his field position.
Your Liberty Center Tigers, 14.
Now, was there a fight?
Oh, good, nice-looking block there by Baxter. Gets up the sideline, good cut, running through some arm tackles as well.
Oh, man, broke a big tackle there. That was a big dude had a hold of him.
Good blocking. I think that our return game is excellent. Good. As much as we do a great job in the coverage game, we do equally as well getting in front of people and blocking them.
I mean, anytime you can get the football past your started on the other, on the other side of the 50, that is fantastic. And we got great field position here on this third possession.
All right, you have the ball spotted at the 48-yard line of Eastwood.
Baxter Barrett will get some reps in here at wing
until we
know what Tyler Roars is up to. I'm taking a look. He came out, was doing some running. We need Tyler Roars. He's an explosive player and a two-way player for Liberty. He's out here. I saw him running. Hopefully he keeps that helmet on. We're going to need him.
Mm-hmm.
So Barrett now will assume that wing-back spot in the backfield along with so Tigers set up with a double wing set. Cruz, the single setback with 2 tight ends. Now motion this way. They're going to give it to Cruz off that right side. Cruz leaps over one tackle and pounds forward down to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 7. What happened on the offensive line? That was a great job with our right side.
It's those quick hitters that our offensive line does a good job getting on their man and moving bodies. And then Gary, excellent job, good vision, good cut. Nice run on first down.
Now we've got a flag on the play.
Looked like there was just some blocking to the whistle. They must have thought that was late.
Well, the official had it wrong. Now
That's
the
tough.
gain took the ball down to the 45. We'll walk it back. Still trying to get this thing sorted out. I don't know if this is a spot foul or from the line of scrimmage or.
Probably from the end of the run, huh?
What was the signal?
They had personal foul.
Personal foul.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't see a whole lot except some blocking. Liberty likes to block to the whistle, and sometimes some.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I think that was against Baxter
All right,
Barrett,
from
I think.
the spot of the run. That'll make it first and about 18 yards to go. Liberty Center needs to get down to the 42 of Eastwood. Tigers line up in the I formation. Cruz the lead back. Under center, Kreinbrink. Give to the second back, right up the middle, pounding forward, carrying a tackler, and up to the 46. Gain of 6 on carry. That'll make it 2nd down and 12 for Liberty Center.
Third down.
Third down,
yeah.
excuse me. Yeah,
see if we go to the air here.
Counted.
Fading hot gray at the top.
Yeah, Lonazak also lined up as that wider tight end. He'll go straight down the field. Kreinbrink has time, throws it over there, caught underneath.
Nice cut.
Gray with a great move.
Another nice cut. Wow.
Heads for the corner, still on his feet. Juking and jiving, dancing and a prancing, and that's a Liberty Center gain of 19 yards and a Tiger first down.
That ball looked a little wobbly, but Ethan Gray
just get it in his hands.
Good looking open field runner, number 2. Good to have him in this passing game.
He's just got good vision too.
Athlete.
He sees the field. Great cutback, and he made a lot out of that one.
Great cutbacks. That was juke and puke. I love it. All right, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of Eastwood. Now they reset Olcrew over here as a inside wideout almost. Now rolling left, has time, throws it over the middle and leaps in the air. Got a hand on it. He had Olcrew or Barrett open down there around the 20, but some great defense. Wow.
You know, Caden has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he starts making decisions, and that ball looked good deep. That deep route on the numbers looked early.
Yeah, Isaiah looked like he was breaking free. That is tough. I mean, when you're rolling out, you got guys in your way. It's
eyes
tough
moving.
to see that. I don't know that he saw him breaking open the way we did.
All right, now we've got Kreinbrink under center. They shift out of that. Now we go with the wing back right with a wide out to this side. Give on a reverse, cutting back up the middle.
Good cut.
Barrett now makes another cut, heading for the corner. They're not going to get him now. Baby Cakes into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. The blocking and cutting back of Baxter Barrett saw a free lane to his right and went, as Rex would say, run to green, run to pay dirt, Baxter Barrett. Good job up front, though, initial blocking, but good cutting by Baxter.
Well, that's what, when you can get a cutback in this offense, the downfield blocking just opens up so much when you can see that. Baxter saw it, he did the rest.
I'd like to get a look at that if we can get a replay. I'd like to see what we can see here, but let's see the extra point, though, here. Max Perry doing a great job.
That's a good kick, Max.
Nice kick. He looks really good. Comfortable kicking the football. Instant replay. Here we go. Inside handoff, reverse. Look at those blocks. Garrison Cruz down there. Great block. There. Boom. Good cut. Gary. And then one last block right there. Who was that?
Thomas.
That was Thomas. So, golly, a lot of good downfield blocking, but good run by Baxter.
Well, and these backs.
Did you notice how he switched the ball from his left to his right? And that's one thing the coaches were working on, Mr. Baxter, earlier in the year, switching hands to the other side when you're in the move of putting on the majestic cut.
When you got to love these backs blocking for each other. You know, they're in it together, and they want each other to succeed. Gary with a great block there, and same with Thomas.
And they weren't even explosive blocks. No. They just got to where they needed to be. And Casey calls those touchdown blocks. Well, there you go. That's why they're a touchdown block. They don't have to be pancake spike. You just got to be where you got to be, get on your man, and give that running back an opportunity. And they did. That was great blocking downfield by the running backs. And Jiggs was right. Baxter then made it happen. Good job.
And the precision in the backfield there on that handoff and then the reverse, the flip and the flip. I mean, that's game 7, game 8 kind of timing. All right, here's Perry to kick off. A little short pooch. That's going to hit down in no man's land. Bounced around, bobbled, in trouble. Ooh. And, boy, he's lammed down right there inside the 30-yard line.
Like that.
Good coverage again. And I just like Mason Smith.
Braxton
number
Light.
16, Braxton Light. Just a lot of dudes all the time around the ball.
I like these little pooch kicks. They got a backspin that Max Perry's put it on, and these things are just dying.
Little
and that is wedge. Tough. That is tough to handle as a returner when you got a bunch of black jerseys running down on you.
Hey, one name we haven't mentioned yet, number 55, I believe, is the snapper for the PAT.
Billy Kruger.
Billy Kruger. So that's starting to tune itself in well as well. All right, 10 minutes left here, second quarter, 21-7 Liberty Center. Out of the gun. They show a little motion. Quarterback fakes the handoff. Oh, little dump over the middle. Chased down by Walker, but he had a step. And into the backfield. That's a gain of 11 and a Eastwood Eagle first down.
I like those throws. Just little dumps to the backs and the slots, and gets him on the move away from pressure. You got to be impressed with some of those throws he's made.
Yes, a great touch pass. Give that young man some credit on that. All right, Otsego with that standard double wide out to the wide side. They're going to give it to that
Good
back.
job.
They got him in right
That's
there
a great
and runs
job.
right into nothing. He ran into everybody. Mason Smith, one of the guys that jumped in there from his sniper role. But the defensive line just kind of shut that down. That was
Mason Smith showed early and then stopped any momentum the running back had, and then he makes the tackle, and Liberty Center getting hats on the ball.
Yep, Cifuentes still at nose guard for the Tigers. Now the Tigers now they're showing blitz. Long bomb, one-on-one, goes up. Caught at the 30. And he's going to head all the way into the end zone, a touchdown.
Well, again,
61 yards.
Edmund Opfer, they went after the sophomore, Isaiah Badenhop. And Brian, you called that earlier. I think they saw that coming and challenged the young player. And Isaiah is going to be a great cover, but that was a really good throw.
Oh, that's just a great ball. I mean, Isaiah, once again, right there.
Right there.
We're not turning to find the ball yet.
We're playing through
hands, and Isaiah did it that time, just didn't quite make contact. He's down, hopefully here.
Yeah, and that's a tough play as a defensive
He's right
back.
there.
You might have Grady Miller make that play last year, but this is a different thing.
And that's just it. We talked about the corners, and this is a good group. You've seen it already, but it's hard to replace Grady Miller and Cam Colley.
Oh, yeah, Grady
They're
Miller
just two of the best of all time.
6'3" frame. And
Grady makes that play disappear.
Yeah.
So,
well, you got this Ludhart is putting balls. I mean, that was put into a box. I mean, that was a great throw. He put it right on his head, and that was a great throw, right where the defender couldn't do anything.
What a touch. And he's the younger brother of the quarterback who's got knocked out.
Yes.
So there you go. You see it run in a family.
Yep.
The younger brother steps up and takes over.
Well, he was a wide receiver and a very good athlete, good basketball player.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty composed kid coming in as a sophomore, and he's proven to be worth his while. He's thrown for some yards, big completions, fourth down conversions, and that was like you said, big time throw right there.
You got Tyler Roars. He did come back in for one play, went back. Looks like he was hobbled there. We got Isaiah down, so we'll see what the corner depth looks like here. Caden Sonnenberg's a player that's played corner before. Be interesting to see if they move him there.
Been good to see Caden.
Yeah,
you also got Okru that can play some corner as well. But you're right. Isaiah's a big part of that depth in that cornerback room. And we talked about in the pregame, he's a guy that is really growing on this defense. And
it'll
special
get nothing
teams.
but better for all these guys. Now, you say he is down?
Yeah, he is down.
Yeah, he's sitting. You got him sitting up down there. Hopefully,
maybe he lost his wind. Or here we are. We're 21-13, Jigs. And
yeah, well,
there it was. Exactly what you talked about. Eastwood's going to score, and it's 8:50 to go here. And that last defensive series Eastwood had looked better. Mm-hmm. They started to make some gains in that run game against Liberty. So this drive, Liberty will have to answer. Now he's walking well. I hope it's nothing with the lower extremity more. Maybe
could be. I mean, he dove right at the end.
Maybe he got lost his wind a little bit.
Wind
maybe.
Could be head. Hopefully.
Now they called a timeout.
It's like they may be going for two here.
Yeah. They may turn this into a different type of ball game, figuring that they're in a shootout.
And they do some of this. They do some of this.
Yeah, here we go at the swinging gate, so we'll see if there's any trickery here.
Landon Simon to snap. 3. Ludhart to hold. 7.
Well, sports fans, you're feeling pretty good at 21-7. Now all of a sudden it's time to batten down the hatches and strap on the belts. Here we go. Boy, what a ball game.
Eastwood gets the ball at half, so it's an important thing to consider. 21-14.
Kicks up, and it's good. So we have played exactly 15 minutes and 10 seconds, and there's been 5 touchdowns, excuse me. Wow, what a pace.
In this
Liberty
Eastwood
scored 3 possessions.
And this Eastwood team, they just show they can score quick. They can put some points up quick now. So it's going to be really interesting what Coach Matt Bryan does with this defense now. If he makes any adjustments, the secondary, we got 2 corners currently on the bench. So interesting here defensively for Liberty Center.
Well, and Drew Sims, their offensive coordinator, he's gotten a lot of props from Sam Cotterman and that Eastwood staff, and he was an outstanding quarterback at Perrysburg, threw for a ton of yards, very athletic kid. They've switched and geared down the passing game a little bit. A lot of short stuff, a lot of screen game, creative screen game, and then they take it deep. So they're capable to stretch you one way and get you in some boxes in another, Brian.
Mason Talent, Cole Spangler, Brody Jakeway, all out there on special teams for the Tigers.
Is that Tatum Murdoch back?
Deep. Yep.
Tatum is okay.
With Old Crew.
All right, here we go, 8:50, and the Eastwood kickoff. Low liner bounces off one, picked up there at the 28-yard line, returns straight ahead,
That's
pounds
Spangler.
up across the 40-yard line, grabbed that ball and ran it like a man right up the gut.
Cole Spangler, another up-and-coming wing running back, big and physical, just another young player to keep your eye on, Spike.
I mean, how important is this field position for us? I mean, we're winning by 15, sometimes 20 yards on these drives here. That's twice in a row, 45. We're pinning them in 30, so very important special teams.
All right, Gray spread out wide over here. Lonizak lines up in the slot with 2 wide receivers to the far side. Single setback out of the gun. They're going to give it to Gary off the right side. Gary trying to follow the blockers, puts and pounds his way forward for a couple.
Number 30,
And they'll spot the ball up at the 47-yard line, gain of 3. Well, not big yardage, but it's positive yardage.
Well, Liberty wants to continue to be physical. And Eastwood, again, you're seeing guys being added to the line of scrimmage. You're a base 4-3 team, and they've added another body or 2 big bodies. They're 5 now with their hands in the ground with linebackers very close to the line of scrimmage.
All right, a lot tighter formation now. 2 wide outs over here with Moeller and Cruz rolling out. Has time, throws it on that. Gray goes up, grabs it, makes a spin move. Banks his way from the 42 down to the 39. A good extra 3 yards on a great cut. Did a good down and out, and Kreinbrink on the numbers.
I love the yards after catch. You know, you catch it at 7 or 8, you turn it into 13 to 14, Brian. It's a quarterback's best friend, the yak.
Yeah, that's been a very effective play so far, that comeback, Ethan Gray.
Now the Tigers on the Eastwood 39-yard line. Wing right set with a double tight end. Give to the first back. Mulder burst through. Running room there. And tripped up down at the 25-yard line. 14-yard burst off that left side.
That's Kellen Weimer over there on the left side. You know, running behind number 60 is never a bad play call. Good
Weimer
run.
and Walker.
I like that quick hitter.
Those dive plays, man, they are opening up.
Defensive linemen, it's difficult to get hands up, and linebackers better be ready.
You got Bockelman, the tackle over on the right with a wide out to that side. Give to the Gary. Gary breaks through one, cuts past another, weaves through another. Now bursts and pounds his way
Let's see
down
that one again.
The 10 down to the 8-yard line.
Let's see if we can
gain
get
a 17.
Let's get a replay on this. Let's watch the right side of the offensive line. Boom, good down blocks, good block by the wing right there. Hunter Spangler pancaking his guy. Woo, that offensive line.
Baxter Barrett with a good block in the backfield to seal that.
Oh, boy, moving some bodies in this run game, Brian.
Boy, this is offensive football, baby case. 7:07, second quarter, 21-14 Liberty. Now they'll shift out of that. Moeller on the left, Cruz on the right. With Old Crew wide to the far side.
Straight
Give to
dive,
Moeller, straight
touchdown.
there. Opens
Boom.
a big
Yes,
hole,
sir.
pounds his way over
Dive,
the top of the
dive,
tackler,
dive.
into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
You know, I like seeing number 56 getting some reps in there. Lucas Navarre at guard. He's in a battle for those spots with Deegan Swigert and the Fitzenreiter boy, but he's had some nice snaps tonight in Navarre. Good job by Liberty's run game. I like the answer, Spike. I think, Jiggs, that's a big-time answer to Eastwood's touchdown there.
Liberty Center's offensive line is just opening everything, and these guys are making that second cut, making that good move. Gary that time switched from a power run to a shifty ballerina dance and prance, and then powered into the end zone.
Let's take a look at the touchdown run.
And then Moeller on this
boom, boom with the touchdown play. Here we go, left side of the offensive line. We're going to go straight dive. Boom, good contact.
Weimer.
Great job by Lonizak, and great run. So Weimer down blocks, Lonizak out blocks, and then the rest, a very physical Thomas Moeller to finish that off. Just great execution on the dive. Thank you, Boom Boom, handling our replays. I love it.
Well, and it's execution. I think that's why in the last 6 years we have seen Liberty Center stock rise exponentially. I mean, the precision, the execution, and the dedication by the kids to make it work. I mean, they run these plays and run these plays, and these guys have learned to be smart enough to take the coaching in and how to be just totally focused. I mean, it's incredible.
I like the run game, Brian, and I knew we were going to do it. You knew we were going to run the football. Now, can we do some things on defense? I think Eastwood's had a good answer to our pressure with the screen and short passing game, rolling the quarterback out and then isolating, on those deep patterns. So, interesting drive for Liberty's defense coming up here.
Oh, you know it. And especially with him getting the kickoff.
Good
high
pick.
end over end. That's going to carry back down to the 10-yard line. Return straight up the middle. Now looking for a room. Runs into a bulldog bulwark of a.
That was Barrett and Swaggart. And
wow.
You're going to watch again. I just want you to watch some bodies flying, some guys going backwards. Gosh, I love watching.
Hey, while they're changing, let's run that back.
Let's see if we hit. Let's watch some hitting here if we can see it.
That was a collision.
Just watch the left side here. Here comes some hitting. Boom, Baxter legs. Ooh, there's a good hit right there. All kinds of dudes getting hit. Oh, my goodness.
He did not bounce forward or sideways. He went down like a rock.
I think that was also Cole Spangler getting some as well.
Yeah. All right, Tigers with that huge defensive
Foster
front.
Corner.
Out of the gun with now 4 receivers. Back to throw. Has to scramble. Has a little bit of run room. Caught from behind.
Kellen got off his guy, and his athleticism really exploded to the quarterback. And Ludhart is mobile. He is moving around that pocket and making some things happen.
Adam Foster now at corner. Good first rep there for Adam.
Adam Foster's a gamer in practice. He won't be the biggest gun on the field, but I tell you what, he shoots real bullets. All right, 2nd down and 5 for Otsego. Great athletic play there. Now give right up the middle, and nothing doing right there. The Tiger defensive line eats that up.
This Max Walker again. Anything on the inside A gap is Max Walker.
He has been not missing any tackles tonight. He has been showing up and tackling well.
That is just not an area where you're going to gain a lot of yards. Cifuentes is in there, has played very well, and you're getting great Mike linebacker play by Max Walker.
Tigers line up with that huge defensive front. 3 backers, 5 defensive backs. Straight drop now. Looks, throws. Well caught.
There it was. Adam Foster.
Adam Foster came up and he blew him out good. Timed it perfect.
Well, let me tell you, that kid can explode on a ball. He is quick and fast. That's a family of Marines right there, and Adam Foster answered the bell.
That's right. They were testing him. He was looking that way the whole time. He was going to test the new guy. And
great job.
Great job.
Wow, what a play. Boy, that saved the Liberty Center's bacon there. That could have been easily a 1st down. Now, 4th and 6. Eastwood back to punt from their own 27-yard line. Little short pooch. That's going to hit inside the 50, and it'll just bounce around harmlessly. Again. Tigers wisely stayed away, and they'll have the ball at their own 41 with 5:15. Flag back around the line of just downfield, several yards from the line of scrimmage.
Jeez, another personal foul. I think that's wow. That's 2.
That's 30 yards
it was
and
on
personal
the
fouls.
punt itself, so we keep the football. We don't give them the ball back, but wow.
Those are tough. We had problems with that a couple years ago where we just had a lot of those that we just had to clean up. And a lot of it's aggressive plays that happen to the whistle. But, you got to kind of feel out the refs as well and see how they're going to be calling it. And
all right, Clapp at one tackle, Weimer at the other, Deegan, Schwager at one guard.
Watch this play to number 18. He's got a nice-looking matchup. Lonizak on number 6.
Fade him up.
Landon Weems.
I'm taking that all day.
Out of the gun, here's give to Gary. Gary coming around this
Good cut.
side, breaks one tackle, heads up the sideline. Another great downfield block by Moeller. Gary carries 3 tacklers inside the 50 and down to the 48.
Well, whatever we thought about Gary not being as sharp last week, his cuts, his patience on that run was outstanding.
You called it, the patience. He waited, and Moeller took out 2 defenders, really set the table.
The Liberty Center poised here to take control of this game a little bit. Boy, this offensive line is moving bodies right now.
They are.
All right, Gray spread out wide to the far side. Tigers with a tight formation, wing right set. Pitch to Gary. Gary crews around the right side. Great cut. Straight arms there. Breaks a tackle. Pounds inside the 40 down to the 38. It'll be a gain of 9.
I got to tell you, I'm seeing some nice blocks from the wing position.
Yep.
You got Weimer and Barrett there combo, and one goes down, one goes out. Good job on that blocking on the right side. That wing position is like a guard.
It is.
That could catch the ball and run the ball. It's a very important position in this offense, and in between Tyler Roars and Baxter Barrett, we've got 2 high-quality blockers in that spot.
Old Crew brings a play in from the sideline. He'll line up wide to this side over here. Lonizak, the tight end on the far side with a wing right, with a double wing set. Now motion. They fake the jet sweep. Back to throw. Has a high man. No, picked off. Great read there. Back at the 38, and Eastwood advances the ball up to the 45-yard line. 17-yard return. He had a man open downfield on the out route, but the defenders stepped up, read it, and now Eastwood back in good field position at their own 45.
Baxter Barrett, the intended receiver there, and there was a guy right in front of that route, and you'd like to see him not make that decision, look downfield or maybe
it looked like that corner was kind of off, and then he came off of his route and came underneath there.
Do you think that was a little bait and hook? Or
yeah,
it could be.
Reel it out and pull him in. All right, so now Liberty Center leads 28-14, but Eastwood with the ball, 3:48 left in the half. They'll run a little draw right up the middle. You can forget about that. Wow.
Well, I like this linebacker play. Garrison and Baxter Barrett are in there, and you got to look who's number 18. All 3 of them were in on that tackle.
Well, we talk about this defensive line when Cifuentes is just gathering blocks and lets those linebackers run free, and they are running free right now.
Yeah. Dippy may not make a lot of
but he makes the plays. He makes the play.
He botches everything up, and it allows the linebackers to do the job.
Spangler playing inside as well.
Okay, watch the Foster matchup up by the numbers there, top of your screen.
All right, double wide out to the wide side. 3-step drop. Now fakes the throw, now puts it up. Got a man wide open at the 45-yard line, and a great solo tackle by Sonnenberg. Caden Sonnenberg with a very physical tackle, right the way you want him to do it, right down there just above the ankles.
Big conversion, though, when he gets flushed.
Yeah,
he gets out of the pocket.
For that little
he's
dump.
Looking for the dump, but he's hit it all night long. Good conversion, a good-looking throw.
Again, it's great. The quarterback with a lot of good job, a lot of polish for an underclassman. Now straight drop. Here comes the pass rush. They set up the screen. Well, that doesn't fool Spangler, and he stays with it, helps make the tackle.
Well, I tell you,
Hunter's like he just saw that one in slow motion right over his head. He wanted to pick it. That was a good play.
Well, the defensive linemen really see that play first. They feel that give on the offensive line. Good read by Hunter and a good stop.
That's twice we've defended that well. 3 times.
Well, that's about their 4th screen, right?
Yep.
All right, 2nd down and 6. The ball at Liberty Center's 38-yard line. Double wide out to this side with a single setback. 3-step drop. Here's pressure
Another
over
screen.
the middle. And
it's a fumble. We got it. Here we go.
Wide open. Still bounces around. I think Liberty Center's got it. Who made the first hit? Barrett?
No, I think Barrett's on a blitz.
Cole, you want to see that? See that
again?
We
can see this again. Who caught that fumble? Another screen. Baxter's on a blitz. Let's see if that could be Sonnenberg. Let's watch this play.
Fumble recovered for the Tigers by number 22, Caden Sonnenberg.
Ooh, that was Matt. Ooh, that's going to be number 2. It's going to be
Ethan
Ethan Gray.
Liberty Center.
Great looking tackle by Ethan. Excellent job.
I believe he might have got a hand in there and did a little yank job. All right, so the tables have turned. A turnover right back, and Liberty Center back in business at their own 44. Sonnenberg fires a bullet out there to Lonazak, but that was defended very well. He got his arm around there. The right arm got a hand on it.
Again, not a clean throw, not a clean target. So he's trying to force some balls in there a little bit. I'm not sure that was the best option. You had Gary sitting there kind of in a little dig route, but we'll see if we could get more effective here in the pass game.
And this is good. You've got to see this stuff to project, to move better, to see the field better. This is good. All right, 2nd down and 10 from the 44. Little delay. They're going to give it off that left side. Looked like Moeller. Moeller had the football coming off that other side.
I think Navarre missed an opportunity.
Got tripped up a little bit.
Kind of missed a block, and I think this would have been a bigger play. But it happens. When you get in open field, those guards and tackles sometimes lose their feet, and that's what happened to Navarre there.
Now the clock running with 1:20. This is key. Liberty Center wants to keep it moving.
Eastwood gets the ball at half, Spike.
All right. Double wide out here. Kleinbrink going to roll this way. Now under pressure. Gets a good block. Has more time. Walker.
What a
nice
catch.
Wow,
Great
Gary
catch.
hung on to that on the sideline. That's a Tiger first down.
That's a big-time catch right there by Gary Cruz.
Last block.
Oh.
Who made the second block? That gave Kleinbrink the extra time it needed to thread a needle in there to Cruz. Wow.
I liked what he did there. He kept rolling out. Wasn't there, keep rolling out, see if a guy can come open.
Patience.
Gary came
I think
open.
it was Lonazak made that. All right. We got a wing right set with a double wide out to the wide side. They're going to give it to Moeller on a
Good
sweep.
cut.
Cuts it up behind.
Another good cut.
There. Now straight
stiff
arm.
arm.
Throws that one. Another straight
Get out
arm.
of bounds.
Stays on his feet. Still going and gets out of bounds down inside the around the 35-yard line. Now Liberty Center's playbook just got a little bit different. 28-14, but the Tigers on the march here in a wild and woolly offensive affair. Kleinbrink and Gray come into the game. You've got Old Crew out there also as a wide out. They'll both come to this side with Lonazak, the tight end, lined up wide to the far side. Single setback. Now the lob high. Gray almost made a circus catch. He went up in the air, got one hand on it, and balanced it for a split second.
For number 2, Ethan Gray, incomplete.
Wow.
Defending on the play, number 7.
Now, Liberty Center, every practice, they run the 2-minute offense. They run it, and they run it some more. This is not foreign territory to the Tigers.
When you still got 3 timeouts here, run game is still a great option.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of time.
Right. Tigers show a double wing package. Now motion this way. It's going to be a jet sweep coming around. Makes a great move there. Right through the middle is Moeller. Moeller runs with authority. And down inside the 25-yard line to the 23, a 14-yard gain and a Tiger timeout.
You're going to see this play again, maybe boom, boom. Let's watch this again while we have a timeout. Watch the blocking by the inside and outside receivers here. They make this play. Oh, got to get back to the beginning of that, but See if we can get the guys here. Back to the timeout. Let's see if we can get one here. Ooh, hard to get that. I'll tell you what. You had two guys on the bottom of the screen. I'm not quite sure who they were. Made excellent blocks, and that created space.
They can't see you on the screen.
I know. I just like I didn't see anybody here.
Visualizing.
That's all right, boom, boom. It's just like it's only the second game of the season. You just need more reps. You're fine.
That
I
could
think we
be.
should try it. We should try that.
Because there's a couple things that.
Oh, we could do it. We won't have to do it all the time, but.
A little telestrator once in a while.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, we're on the 23-yard line. Another 10, 12 yards. That gets you in Max Perry's range, but a touchdown here would be good because Eastwood.
They can score.
Gets the ball at half.
Mm-hmm. 2 timeouts. This run game is, man, it has been impressive in this first half.
And they're getting
all
blocking
right,
from all
Weimer on
angles.
the left, Clapp on the right as tackles. Now out of the gun with a single setback. 3-step drop. Throws it long over the middle. Caught.
Great
It's
throw.
a Liberty Center Tiger
Yes,
touchdown. Gary Cruz on a crossing pattern. And Crime Brink lays it on a dime. Baby, you couldn't have done that better from 5 yards away.
Wow, that's a great
Pow.
route. See if we can get this one again real quick. We'll watch Garrison. Great release. Wide open just from this wing position.
Nobody
free release. Nothing. And really kind of a nice-looking throw fitting in between two dudes. But Gary showing up big tonight. Winning the phone booth.
Yep.
Welcome back, big fella.
Kruger the snapper. Uh-oh, something went awry there.
Boy, oh boy, that's a nice answer when you got that kind of weapon. You just knew Garrison Cruz.
Yeah.
He played a good game last week, but tonight he's playing in a big-time
Elite.
all-Ohio player game tonight, Spike Whitman.
Yes.
Garrison Cruz, wow.
Yep.
Well, similar to Lonazak, guy that you can use in the pass game. We obviously know what he can do from the running back position, but we have a lot of offensive weapons to throw the football to, a lot of them.
Well, and Caden Crimebrink right there, just, he throws a pick, Spike, undaunted. You don't see him hanging his head. He's upset about it.
Yeah.
Taking it out of himself, man. It was next. Great play, great drive, Liberty, 34-14. And, Liberty's offense looking kind of dynamic tonight.
They can score quick.
Bunch of things going on in offense tonight. And, again, you said it too, Brian, earlier in the week. During our podcast, we're going to do some things at the line of scrimmage, and we have done that tonight, first half. But I like the diversity in our offense. Ethan Gray making good catches. Garrison all over the field tonight. You're getting really good production out of the wing back tonight. So just a lot of good things in this offense. Spike Liberty firing on all cylinders.
Wow.
And
this is
love it.
I mean, this is like Game 7, Game 8 type of offense right now. This is phenomenal. Here's the approach. High end over end. The guy with hang time comes down at the 12. Heads across in the middle of the field. Slowed down. And the Tigers, another one of those typical host of Tiger tacklers all over that. Mason Smith on the bottom of the pile along with 4 others.
He is really good in the kick. I mean, he has been in on just about every single one tonight. That was a great play. Beat his guy. Still able to kind of make the solo tackle. Great play.
34-14. 37 seconds left in the half. Now it's just contained.
That's a deep ball here.
Yep.
Now Old Crew
Foster
drops back deep with Foster.
Get
back
him.
under pressure. Has to throw it short over the
middle.
middle.
He did not catch it. Nope. Tell you what, I like the way
He's
Foster
closing.
jumps and closes like Cam Colley a little bit.
Coming in with his hands to be able to knock the ball out.
Oh, now Foster's shaking up.
Ooh, shoulder. That doesn't look good.
Boy, good coverage there. Wow. I hope he's all right, for heaven's sakes.
Boy, the cornerback's going down tonight.
Yeah,
man, I don't like it.
This is where the depth is just so important. When you can just keep rolling a new guy in there and don't have a drop-off.
Ty Jackson, 5'8" senior, enters the game. And, it looks like a shoulder.
Yeah, it does.
Patrick Henry, 28. Harrisville, nothing. Napoleon, 14. Maumee, 7. Some scores here. I think St. Henry was beating Archbold 13-0.
Ooh.
Liberty Center spike 34-14.
What was Napoleon?
I don't know. It's 14-7, I think.
14-7.
Ooh, Delta over Fairview.
25-24. That's in the second quarter yet. 25-22.
Swanton up on Hicksville. Check that out.
Yeah.
That would be something. Foster sitting up now. Looks like he's going to
Defiance 14-7 over OG.
come back. It's good to see.
Tell you what, his snaps tonight have been excellent.
Yeah, really good.
Pass breakups and tackles in the open field. And
He's made a mark, no doubt about it. Good to see he's up, and it looks like he's okay. Boy, that's good news.
Cam Foster, his Marine brother, in town tonight, and getting a chance to see his brother hit some pretty good snaps.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eastwood with 31 seconds. Tigers kind of showing that deep drop prevent set.
Need some pressure here.
Little over the middle
Ooh,
route,
yeah,
caught.
Max.
Good contain there. Walker makes the tackle, gives up 10 yards. And that is all. That's great in that situation. Clock stops now at 25 seconds. First down.
Liberty covering with 8,
Rolling
blitzing
right,
3.
throws it out there. That's caught on that short round out.
Pass complete to number 15, Mulholland, driven out of bounds for the Tigers.
Ty Jackson there to help assist with that. So a gain of about 8 on the play, 7.
Looking deep ball here.
Yeah, they want to go deep, and they're going to isolate somebody. Let's identify and see where their route runners
I'm
are
going
at.
15 at the top.
Yep.
Get your long receiver.
Oh, Ty Jackson better get into place here.
Immediately, you are blocking the rescue squad. Again,
Yeah, like you say, they got to look downfield. This might be it. No, they dump it out there in the flats. Caught at the line of scrimmage, and
We'll
he'll
take
get
that.
out of bounds, but there's only 10 seconds left.
We see the way Hunter Spangler played that. Real patient, didn't overcommit, kept him, Luthart, in the pocket.
Yep.
And he forced him to dump. That was a really smart play by Hunter Spangler right there. He could have went forward, and that quarterback's going to get around that big guy, but he kind of played that out a little bit. Real disciplined
Well, he's
pass
been most
rushing lane.
he's been most
All right,
effective out of the
Foster's
pocket.
back
Yes, he
in
has.
the game now, and they've got 4 guys dropping back, umbrelling back around the 25-yard line.
See if Kellen Weimer can get a sack here.
Back to throw.
Oh,
in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, Dippy.
Sagarino!
Dippy. You got 3 on 5, and number 62 has played very well. But
Was that Dippy?
That was Logan C. Fuentes.
All right.
Great way to end a half, but still a second to go. But Dippy with the gigantic play.
Yes.
Maybe let's look at that again
Canadian
if we can.
Mafia's having a field day up there.
Boom, boom. Can we get a look at 62 Dippy, how he won that
I
snap and
think
got
we're
the
too late.
sack?
I think
Nope,
we're
too
too
late.
late
Oh,
there.
too late. Ooh, I would have liked to seen that work. Ooh.
I see.
Boy,
It's got to be pretty
he's-
much.
he's-
You
he's playing
can't
a nice-
have everything, guys.
Well,
All right,
I'll tell you
they
what.
do stop the clock with 1 second to go.
That just gives Logan C. Fuentes another snap for another sack. That's what that was. Liberty's rushing 3, dropping 8. Logan wins a snap
Well,
against
that-
2 and 2.5 guys right there, Jigs. Great job by Dippy. He's played well.
Yes,
Very
he has.
quietly, and he's getting tons of snaps. When Nick Miller plays you snaps,
Yep.
you're playing good football.
That D-line, just in general, they are tough. They're big, they're tough, and man, they create a lot of havoc
And just
up there.
Dippy, he just looks like a zero
I mean, you
technique.
can't
He's
move
got
that guy.
see
Can't
that?
move him.
He's got that
He's
booty
a
on
brick.
him. He's just
He is a brick.
low center of gravity. Great wrestler.
Heavyweight, yeah. I mean,
Legit wrestler. Wrestlers all summer.
top 5, right? State.
Yes,
Didn't
he
get
is.
4th?
All right, 3-man defensive front with 3 backers up. They're going to give it on a
Oh,
little
yeah,
baby
great
draw
play.
right up the
Kellen
middle.
Weimer.
Yeah, Weimer and Dippy in there on the tackle. That'll wind up the first half in a wild and woolly offensive affair. 34-14, Liberty Center leads, but I'll tell you what, this Eastwood team is explosive. Look out for another wild second half.
All right, with that, everybody, from Rexlinger Stadium, Kip Kern Field, Liberty Center leads at halftime, 34-14. And with that, everybody, we'll be back after this halftime break.
Eastwood High School is proud to present the 2025 Eastwood High School Eagle Marching Band. Get ready for some energy, rhythm, and Latin flair as the Eagles open their 2025 season with a show titled Latin in Love. With driving percussion, soaring brass, and a group that'll make you want to salsa dance right here in the stands. The Eastwood Band brings Camille Cabello's hit, Don't Go Yet. Eastwood High School Marching Band brings a romantic Latin fire to the field with Luis Fonsi's smash hit Despacito. Exploding in the early 2010s, Latin craze, I Know You Want Me was reviewed as delivering a little Havana to the club scene. The clever meshing of reggaeton, Euro dance music, acoustic guitar, and hot horns forms a sample that just keeps on giving. Our featured dancers are seniors Kylie Grubb, Tyler Bengry, Lauren Provost, and Eli Bailey. good night, and go Eagles.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the marching pride of Tiger Country, your Liberty Center Tiger Marching Band. This evening, back in the 80s, O.J. Rizzler himself, King of Pop, Michael Jackson. O.J.'s record-breaking 1984 album of the same name, which became the first music video to ever be introduced to the National Film Registry in 2009. This certified diamond hit haunts charts around Halloween before it goes to you harder than the girl in your math class. This is Thriller. From Major Charlie Ordway. Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Tiger Marching Band. Our next performance was released in 1980 and reached number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became Pat Benatar's first top 10 hit. Reaching certified gold and debuting on side B, for those old enough to understand that, her Prisoner of Love album, here is Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Final performance, we would like to wish Eastwood Band an outstanding rest of their 2025 season. Finally, we have the most iconic song in Tiger Country, released in 1982 by Survivor as the title song to their third album and the theme song for the Rocky III movie. It spent 6 weeks at #1 in the Billboard Top 100 and was second best-selling single of 1982. This is The Eye of the Tiger. The Tiger Country Band was under the direction of Mr. Joel Cohen and the 11 of the
All right, we're back here at halftime. Rexlinger Stadium, Kip Kern Field. Liberty Center leads the Eastwood Eagles 34-14. Scott, I'm excited to hear these stats.
You always are, Mark. You look forward to all the numbers. You love the numbers.
Lie with numbers, baby. Lie with numbers. That's my life.
Liberty Center 34-14, and a little bit of a shootout, Jake. Some numbers I don't think will surprise you, but some big numbers. Liberty Center with 351 total yards of offense against Eastwood's $184. They're putting up some yards against Liberty Center. They're on task to be over 300 yards, which is impressive against this defense. Liberty Center overwhelming rushing statistics, 12 rushes for 266 yards, led by Garrison Cruz with 8 rushes for 154 yards. So that's 8 attempts for 154. That reminds me a little bit of the effort that Matt Orr gave at Bryan a couple years ago, where he rushed it 5 times for like 1,600 yards. Right. And then Moeller, 9 rushes, 74 yards. Impressive. Eastwood, 12 attempts, 19 yards on the ground. Dippy and the boys just dominating the line of scrimmage. Passing, Eastwood, Braden Loonhart, 14 for 21, 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty impressive performance, and he's done it a lot of different ways. Liberty Center, 85 yards. Crimebrink, 6 for 11, 85 yards and a touchdown. Ethan Gray, 2 catches, 32 yards. Jackson Lonizak, 2 catches for 20 yards. Garrison Cruz, 2 catches for 33. Garrison making impact all over the field tonight. Eastwood, 2 4th-down conversions on 3 tries. The tacklers, Gary Cruz with 7. Max Walker with 7. Mason Smith with 5, and Jackson Lonizak with 4. Logan C. Fuentes, 4 tackles and a sack from the inside. So Liberty's defense showing up on big downs and big plays. We've got a special guest here in the booth, back.
Bad dude
Marine, back from assignment.
Lance Corporal Cam Foster. Cam, welcome home, bud.
Thank you for having me.
How about watching your brother get some big snaps tonight and playing really good football? You know, Adam is a very good football player, but he's doing it not on just special teams, but he's doing it in the defensive backfield. How's it got to feel watch your brother play so well?
It feels real good. It's nice being able to see him out there doing his thing, enjoying it. Pretty nice to see him doing it.
Talk about where you've been stationed, what your assignment has been, how long you've been gone.
You know what? I don't want you to have to kill him.
Tell us. I wouldn't want to have to kill him. He'd be killing us, Mark. He's a Marine.
I wouldn't want him to have to kill us.
I've been over in Zambia, in Africa. I was in the city of Lusaka working at the U.S. Embassy. We were part of a small group of Marines. We're specifically there for compound defense.
Yes.
So we get to do a lot of that stuff.
Not a bad guy to be on
Tiger
defense.
Sports Live, right?
Yes.
Yep, I've been watching the games from over there.
Nice.
So. How have you liked it? How was the reception? How do you get it in Africa?
So our computer thinks it's in D.C., so it works pretty well.
That's great. So Mark is talking about you. What is your next deployment, and where do you go next, if you can say?
So for my next tour, I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic working at the embassy there.
Now, would you consider a net better assignment? I would think kind of ish.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a lot better there. But it's going to be a big change, and I'm pretty excited for it.
Well, you're certainly one of our heroes, and we're so pleased that you get back to watch your brother. How long are you back in town for?
I've been back for about 2 weeks, and I'm leaving out this next week.
Now, how long is that plane flight coming back and to and from when you went to Africa?
I had about 25 hours of travel flying from there to here.
How tough is that? How tough is that?
It's exhausting.
I'm ADD on a 4-hour flight to Vegas, man.
Oh, my gosh. Now, the Dominican will be a little bit kinder, better, a little bit maybe weather, a little kinder atmosphere, and I've heard a little bit about how you've been able to live in Africa. What's been the big takeaway in your life in Africa when you've lived there?
I think just the opportunities for travel and just everything you get to see. It's a whole different life out there. It makes you really appreciate what we have here, and you just get to be out there. You get to experience new things and try a bunch of different things. Get out, do things that people would never be able to do. And it's just been awesome.
How long will you be deployed here in the next out in the Dominican?
I'll be in the Dominican Republic for about a year.
A year. So after this second year of service, what's next?
So after this next tour, I'll be back in the United States. I'll be in the infantry.
Nice, very good. Well, it's great to have Cam Foster here, man. When you mentioned
he was fun to watch, I'll tell you.
He was a great player.
Well, he's the reason I got in trouble at the Bowling Green game when the kid from Cary he put his hand down.
Oh, I remember that. And you went off. Well, he certainly had a great career here. Great to see you back. Thank you for your service, man.
Yes,
You're a hero.
Great
to see you, Cam.
Good to see you guys.
Hey, Cam Foster comes in your booth, and you
right.
better sit up a little taller.
That's right.
You get a guy like that.
I'll tell you, Zambia, very interesting. I've been to Zambia.
You have been to Zambia.
Family from Zambia there, obviously, and that's Lusaka. Been there. Cam Foster, Marine. Very impressive.
That Foster group. And it's just great. Adam Foster hasn't gotten a ton of varsity reps. Shows up, Adam goes in the game and playing really well for his brother Cam.
Knocking a couple balls down. Good to see.
The Liberty Center will kick off here at Eastwood here to start the second half. And Liberty up 34-14. This first drive is about everything for Eastwood. They've got to answer here, Jigs. I anticipate Liberty's defense to look a little bit different, tighten up against the passing game.
Looks like Ty Jackson maybe on the tackle there. We got another flag. Hopefully that's not another unsportsmanlike conduct. We don't need any more of those. Speaking of Foster, looks like he's back out there, Adam.
That's good to see. It looked like he was banged up, and happy to see him back in action. That depth chart getting challenged for Liberty Center to the corner. Another penalty against Liberty. I don't know what that was, but another
third unsportsmanlike.
Another 15-yard penalty. And Casey and the coaching staff will not like that. That really gives Eastwood great field position to start a drive.
Sure does.
Penalty against the Tigers, 15 yards marched off from the end of the play.
That's the second 15-yarder and a 10-yarder. Approaching 40 yards in penalties, Jiggs. That's a lot of penalty yardage, Spike.
Well, it's part of the growth period, and that's exactly what this is for Liberty Center. All right, so the ball in Tiger territory at the 45-yard line to start this second half. Back to throw. Has time. Now rolls out, flips it out there, and caught. Hit the deck right away down around the 40, so a gain of 5.
Brady Ramlow with the catch, and again, you just see a lot of mobility out of the quarterback, Braden Luthard. He gets out of the pocket, Brian, and creates a little space, and that's a 5-yard pickup.
Yep.
They're not running the football. They're going to have to throw short passes to get the ball matriculated down the field.
All right, same standard set with 2 wideouts and 1 on the other side. They give it right straight up the middle, and he'll pound forward close to enough yardage for a first down. That quick hitter, it's dangerous, and you have to respect it.
Sam Cotterman wants to run the football to keep Liberty balanced and even, and that was an effective run, one of the better runs they've had tonight.
Now they're going to call it just short of only inches from first down, so third. Give off that right side, and he'll pound forward, and that'll be enough. A yard and a half, and that'll move the chains. Now it's getting a little dicey.
Cifuentes and Weimer on that tackle, and seeing you're seeing not Eric Weimer, but you're seeing number 60, Kellen Weimer, get off blocks and get into tackles.
Made the play there on the other side of the ball.
All right, so they redirect the offensive set. The double receiver to the far side. Rolling right on play action. Has to dump it out over the middle, and that's going to bound around. Incomplete. We've got a late flag.
On our sideline, so I'm not sure if there's going to be an illegal man downfield.
Okay, yeah, it did look like there were some linemen. Lana Zach almost had that pick there. Tipped it, and I don't know if it hit Moeller then.
Got underneath the route effectively.
Yep.
If they're going to continue to roll out Ludhart to try to get those small little passes, flooding the zone, we're going to have to get under some of those routes. Really good job by Jackson right there.
Throwing back across your body as a quarterback, that's kind of a big no-no, and that's the reason why you got those linebackers flowing.
Yet?
Well, they got one right here.
But this may be the first one.
Just a 5-yarder.
Yeah, we'll take it, though. Any negative yards helps the defense. And
illegal procedure penalty.
Well, and with the way they're running their offense now, that really isn't a crippling thing for Eastwood. I mean, they're having to go to the wide open stuff. 34-14, but this game certainly not. That score not indicative of how Eastwood has played and how well Liberty's been on offense. Old Crew drops back. They're going to fake it.
Here's
Here comes pressure. They set up the screen. That's going to be caught at the 40. Slips past one. The Tigers converge, and they'll pick up Eastwood maybe about 7 of that yardage back after the 5-yard walk-off.
Kellen Weimer almost got there to the quarterback. He held it just for the last second there. And That's been a positive play for them.
It has.
Really
That's about their fifth screen.
They block it up well. They really run that play well.
Oh, they've run it, what, 6, 7
times? 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. All right, now trip receivers to the far side. Tiger defense changes up. He'll roll right. Has some time. Waits, fires downfield,
Good play
and
there.
that'll be.
Oh, boy.
What probably is going to be pass interference.
Well, that ball was I hope it's not a 15-yarder. I didn't see any extracurriculars.
No, I think he got him just a little bit early.
Man, oh man,
questionable.
those are big penalties, and Garrison Cruz had come out a little limpy there.
I'd like to see if we could get Ludhart when he is going out of the pocket like that. We're not getting any pressure.
No.
So he has plenty of time to survey. You know, we obviously our linebackers still in coverage. They can't leave their guy to come pressure. Be kind of interesting.
The line of scrimmage.
Change there on defense. See if we can't get a guy loose to
That's
put some pressure on him.
big penalty. That puts the ball
in the red zone.
Another 15-yarder, and that puts the ball all the way down to the Tigers' 16. Sports fans, don't go out to the refrigerator for another ice-cold Coca-Cola, because this baby is wow, what a shootout. All right, 1st and 10, out of the gun. White out to either side, motion coming back this way. They're going to give that jet sweep flip, and he's going to be hitting the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 3 yards.
That's it. We had some good penetration early, and Max Walker cleaned it up. Good job on the right side of that defense is Kellen Weimer getting good penetration, very disruptive, and then Max Walker getting ready to hit double digits on tackles. He just not missing tonight.
Kellen almost took that ball from that little pitch. He was all over it.
All right, same set, straight drop.
Here we go.
Has to dump it out, throws it, and in trouble. What a pass rush. Lana Zach and I believe Weimer.
That was a really good job by Lonazak.
Yeah.
I think Ludhart wasn't quite ready for the speed.
No.
As Lonazak was closing quickly, and he had an open receiver there.
Yeah.
But I think the speed kills on both sides, defense and offense, and Jackson has that gear. We talked about it last week, and that was very disruptive on the pass rush. You don't always have to sack the quarterback to disrupt a play, Brian, and Jackson did it right there.
3rd down and 12 now in 4-down territory. 3rd and 12. Back to throw.
There was a screen.
Nice
good read.
There.
Ooh, good run by Ludhart.
They kind of had the defensive lineman checking and rechecking, and then took off on a delayed draw almost.
I'm not sure who that was. That a defensive lineman that got in that passing lane?
Cifuentes got up the field.
Cifuentes, yes.
Okay.
Gain of 6 on the play. 4th down.
Here we go.
Well,
4th and 6.
Eastwood will be going for it the rest of the night on 4th down as long as this game is competitive. They're gonna have to get some touchdowns. Field goals does not help when you're down 34-14, Spike.
Yeah, and I tell you what a challenge. And this is all good stuff.
Top of your screen, big receiver against Foster. Oh, good. We're going to get a delay of game penalty. Back them up. I like that.
Timeout called before the delay.
Wow, I saw the flag come out.
Yeah.
But that forces them to use a timeout, trailing by 3 scores.
Zachary Mulholland, the 6'4", 200-pound senior, are going against Foster.
Yeah.
On their sidelines, isolated.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that a little earlier. It's a 4th down play. That's not a high percentage play on a fade ball like that, but he certainly has the height advantage in that one.
Yeah, but here you go, 4th down. Do you roll the dice on that one play?
Yeah. If I'm getting Ludhart out of the pocket here. I'm trying to roll him to the left, give him some options. That's when he's been most effective on those secondary routes. Let him be creative with his feet.
Athletic Boosters 50-50 raffle winner. Take home tonight $800. Come to the middle level of the prize box to claim your prize. It's a red ticket. 751047. Again, 751047. Please come to the middle level of the prize box to claim your prize. 751047.
Again, Eastwood has possessed the ball. You know, here coming out of the half, doing a good job getting conversions, taking advantage of some penalties. So they have a ball control passing offense, Brian. They've done a good job here to start the half. This big play right here.
Okay, 4th down and 6. At the 11-yard line. Back in the shotgun, has time, now has to drive up the middle, goes feet first, and I don't know. By when they spot the football, they didn't get it.
Wow.
The dive, if he'd have gone head first, he'd have made it.
He did go down legs first, Spike. Good call.
Yeah, he didn't want to dive on that one. He was going to get smoked.
Well, he would have got,
oh,
you're
boy.
right.
Business decision there.
No, he went like a quarterback in the NFL when he's out.
Great job by that defense to close on that. Really,
that's a big-time play right there. Big-time stop.
If you don't pursue the ball there, he gets that half yard, and that's first down. Great
job. Good coverage apparently downfield because he had nowhere to throw. All right, now the Tigers get it out of the gun. They're going to give it to, looks like Moeller coming around the outside.
Oh, boy.
And he's going to be brought down. It'll be a loss of about 5 on the play.
Eastwood jumping all over that wide run, and good job by the cornerback support, too. Eastwood sold out against the run there, and here's Liberty on the half-yard line.
Yeah, a loss of 6 on the play. Baxter Barrett, one of the wingback over on the left. And under the gun is Kreinbrink. Motion coming this way. They're going to give a quick burst right back up the middle on the dive. Tigers just want to get out away from that goal line. They got back what they lost with Gary Cruz. Now the ball will be on about the 7.
Cruz having a big night. Yep. Big night, approaching 170 yards. And Liberty Center now, 3rd and long. And Eastwood, has Liberty Center kind of right where they want. I'm anxious to see if Liberty can convert this.
I'm going roll out to the strong side. Ethan Gray come back.
And I think Kreinbrink can roll either way and put enough impetus on the ball.
JT by himself.
All right. Straight drop out of the gun. Throws it out there. Got Gray out there near the 20-yard line, and that's going to be a Tiger first down.
Big time throw. Nice timing. Good call, Jigs.
I mean, Ethan Gray, that is a great – he
great
really
route.
Runs that route well. And I'm telling you, as a corner, that is tough to guard because you got to be on top of that guy in case he takes you deep. And if he beats you to the spot on that cut, you're beat.
Wow.
Great job. That's been a very effective play on a 3rd and longs for us so far this year.
Gain of 12 on the play, so 1st and 10 now from the 20. A little breathing room. Quick dive up the middle to Moeller. And he'll pick up about 4. Good first down gain to get this offensive series started after that first down.
Remember, 2nd down on the 1-yard line. Liberty now out to the 23, and now the clock is ticking. Liberty ball control offense right where they want to be. This big drive for Liberty. If they can take it all the way to the end zone.
All right. Lonizak, the tight end on this side. Gray, the wide out to the far side with dual setback. Give to the second back. That's Gary. Breaks one tackle. Now kicks to the outside. Good seal block on the inside. And Gary rambles ahead for 11, and that's another Tiger first down.
Oh, good blocking again. Tackle, wing, guard, just moving bodies. And, again, Gary's having an enormous night. He's looking at 200-plus yards. And
somebody had a great seal block there on that far side. Gary ran. Was it Gray? Wow. Great job there to follow his interference and get another first down. Now up to the 34-yard line. Tigers with Kreinbrink under center. Now they'll do the extra shift, and it'll be Old Crew wide out to the far side. Lonizak tight end over here. Here's a power sweep, kicking it outside.
Oh, I want to see that.
Now inside there. Moeller still driving and pounding.
Nice. Let's watch that one. I want to see that. Watch the blocking on the right side, guys. There's a lot of good blocking here. Watch Baxter Barrett on a kick out. Watch your guard here. Boom. Kick out right there. Leading through 56 Navarre. Boom. Another good block right there. Who is that
Max
right
Walker
there?
Down the field.
Oh, my goodness. That is precision blocking on the right-hand side from wing to guard and Max Walker.
Now the ball, 18-yard gain. The ball right at midfield. Lonizak switched over to the tight end this side. You got Barrett, the wingback, on this side. They're going to give it on a straight dive ahead. That's Gary. And Gary runs away.
Adios,
down
amigos.
the middle of the field. At the 10-5 at the Liberty Center. Tiger touchdown. What a bomb. What a burst. He was shot like a cannon through that hole Nobody touching him. 40-14, the Liberty Center juggernaut has really got it lit up now.
Well, the offensive line, Jigs, boy, oh boy, we started that drive inside the 1 yard line after a loss and got vertical in the running game and the blocking. Ooh, nasty, nasty stuff.
That's
and
a big hole. Just
punching Eastwood right in the face on that run. Gary on fire here.
We'll see that one
Kruger
again
the
after
snapper,
this.
the holder. Kreinbrink, the kick by
The kick is good.
Great kick.
Max
there.
Walker
Max
again.
Walker
Perry,
up
Max
and
Perry.
good. 41-14, Liberty Center now.
Cole, can we get that one again?
Wow.
Here comes the instant replay. Let's watch inside. Ooh, Hunter Spangler, good block. Great job by number 56, Navarre, and then Weimer gets a block, and that's just adios amigos. I mean, there's a guy with 4.7 speed, 4.6 speed with that size. Caught a gear. Caught a gear, too. Man, that interior line had a great sequence on that drive.
This has been offensive line.
Yeah, Nick
has
Miller.
been dominant
Nick
tonight.
Miller getting what he wants. Wasn't exactly a happy camper.
Yep.
42-0 over Tenora, and he was grinding on film Friday night, ready for film Saturday morning. And I think his guys are producing for Nick. And great job by Todd Spangler and Brad Howe, and that entire offensive line has just been dominant tonight. Liberty's going to approach some big numbers in rushing.
Yeah.
Number 9, Max Perry to kick off.
Well, and this might be a fourth quarter game too, where these starters stay in and continue to get reps because Eastwood can score.
Wow,
I mean, they can
what
score.
a great thing for the Liberty Tigers.
That's
I
right.
agree. I think Eastwood needed a touchdown on that drive to feel like they could stay in contact.
True.
They have not proven they can go toe-to-toe with Liberty in the line of scrimmage, and boy, it's been an impressive rushing night for the Tigers.
It's a cliche that's so worn out. It works in every sport, but it's a game of inches. And when he had the slide to save from getting torn in two, that saved the Liberty's bacon again. So Liberty's defense doing it. Really deep kick way back around there, the 10-yard line, and return up to about the 25. Again, Liberty Center, great coverage.
A lot of violence on that coverage team. We say it like 26 times a game, but man, even the crowd. I mean, they're pretty educated on this coverage. Ooh, who is going to get a scalp next? And it's just as fun as it gets watching coverage teams. Deacon Swigert, I just probably pay to watch him, just like I did last year.
He's like in that Tyler Lay mold.
Well, I tell you, there's only one Tyler Lay. It's one of those dudes.
Yeah.
But Deacon trying to approach those levels of they're looking for some controlled violence on these things, and they're getting it in coverage. And I tell you, when I'm a special teams guy from an opposing team, and I'm watching that film spike, and I'm just looking at it's just like a bomb goes off certain areas. A lot of opposing bodies just flying. Like, what in the world is going on, man? RPG coverage. Ooh. Now Eastwood's a little stunned here. You know, it's just so hard to believe, such a well-coached team, that they can't figure out how to stop the run, Jigs, and they've had problems, since Sam's been there, and they've been so good. They're 20-5, but Sam Cotterman's defenses have been their offenses have been prolific, but these defenses have given up a lot of yards, and you knew that, and we talked about it, and they're doing it.
Yeah. Well, this is not the team you want to play if you're trying to get the run defense right, because we can put it on you quickly.
The numbers now starting to pile up in the run game. And
1st and 10, Eastwood, ball on the 25-yard line.
Ty Jackson now at corner.
All right, so Eastwood comes out. Ball to 25-yard line. Hard roll right. Fires upfield on a little
job by
quick
Ethan there.
out route. Covered well there by Badenhop.
Goodhart's pass intended for number 1.
It's hard to get into the vertical routes when you have a quarterback rolling and cuts off half the field. I like it in that short passing game, right?
Yeah.
But Liberty now starting to get underneath routes and become very effective.
Well, there you go. You know, if you're in a one-touchdown game, you can play those little short routes, the out routes. But now you can't think that way. You talk about the lack of the vertical game on the rollout, but they may have to start, going to that.
Yep.
Back in the pocket, in trouble. Sagarino!
Man, oh man, who was that
Henry
coming around the edge?
Fitzenreiter had the old club on him.
Ooh, boy.
That was a strip sack attempt. Looks like Eastwood got back on it.
That was 74,
It was. Fitzenreiter had clubbed him. We see that again, Cole, or are we too late?
Let's watch Henry come around here. He's at the top of your screen. Boy, a little push-pull, and then whack right there. Ooh, goodness sakes.
Yeah, that's the NFL style.
That is right there.
Defensive pass rush.
Haven't seen many defensive reps for Henry, so that's nice to see. Maybe we'll see some more.
Okay, 3rd down and 11. Clock running down. 3:50 in the third quarter remaining. Back to throw. Has to scramble. Hit again. Another Sagarino.
Spangler.
Yeah, Hunter Spangler very quietly has put on a show tonight. You know, early when we needed some plays, he made them, and he's making them late. Hunter Spangler having a big ball game.
That was an impressive possession there from the defensive line. Very dominant. Fitzenreiter with the strip, and then Spangler with the sack.
All right, so that forces a 4th and 12.
Is it 41? Is it 41-20, Jakes?
No, that's a misnomer. High wobbler, hits it to 50, and the grab.
Great
The
job.
Tigers are taught to catch the football, and that time Old Crew did his job. He caught it, but a good defensive play to stop him right there. But those are dangerous. And for Eastwood's sake, it's a good thing they made that play. That kid could have been off to the races.
That's an underrated play on them short ones like that. JT fields that. You know, you get 5 to 7 yards potentially that ball would have rolled. Kind of saved some possession there. It's a good job.
Yeah, here we go. Liberty Center now. Gonna try to grind this thing out and get themselves another touchdown and put them.
It's 41-14. They got the score wrong.
We got Gray at wide out over here. Now the Tigers shift over with the tight end and a wing back over here on the right side. Give to the second back, cutting it up, Moeller, and he'll pick up a couple of tough yards off that right side.
Number 3, Thomas Moeller.
Liberty's going to be real happy matriculating this ball down the field, eat some clock to get in the fourth quarter.
Yep. Another touchdown, and we'll have a running clock. It's
good
30.
Place to
Isn't it
work
30?
on things you want to work on.
Yep.
I mean, we've got a 27-point lead, but this is varsity action here. Let's work on stuff. Trip receivers wide to the far side. Kreinbrink back to throw. Long route to Lonizak just over his outstretched hand. Lonizak had a step on him, but it's a touch pass. Well defended because he had to get it over the top.
Yeah, they were going for the running clock there, and Jackson had a step.
I like that route, though.
I know.
I mean, that is a deep.
Are they calling that a sail route, or is that a deep post?
I'm going to call it a deep post.
I liked what I saw there.
All right, 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers at their own 47-yard line. Baxter Barrett, the wing, over on the far side with Gray, the wideout, over there.
Fumble.
Goofy from the beginning.
And I think Kreinbrink might have got back on it, back around the 45-yard line, but that'll bring up 4th down.
So
have we punted yet?
No, this will be the first punt.
Okay.
I'll be anxious to see the snap. We've had some challenges on our snaps the last 2 weeks, but it's been a clean game tonight. This will be a big punt. Who is
So they got JT.
JT Old Crew? All right.
That guy does it all, doesn't he?
Utility.
Turns punts, snapper. You don't see that very often.
What kind of knife you call that when you can do 12 things? What is that thing called?
Swiss Army.
Swiss
we
Army
might
knife.
be offsides right here. I don't know.
What a kick.
Wow, what a punt. A booming punt. That's going to hit the 3-yard line, and it's going to stay in play. It's going to be down right there.
Wow.
What a job.
What was that? Was that 40?
44. That was a 55-yard punt.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
then it took the sideways bounce.
1st and 10, Eagles.
How about the coverage team to get down there and get on that,
There was
too?
5 dudes on that ball, too.
Impressive.
Wow.
Love that effort.
Wow.
That was a bomb
That,
from the lefty.
Yes. Boom, boom, bomb, and couldn't even have boomed on that far. Man.
Hicksville 8, Swanton 6.
Kreinbrink, when he gets a hold of one, That baby can go.
Man, that ball was a bomb.
Sometimes those 55-yard punts are 20 yards worth of rolls. Not this one. Now out of their end zone. 5 yards deep.
Oh, boy.
They're going to give a quick hitter right up the middle, and he might have got the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Max Walker just now beginning to make it unfair on the tackles.
Smelling a safety here.
Max Walker, another tackle. This Tiger defense just giving up no rush yards tonight, Spike. Responded to the challenge.
Yes.
They've done a great job.
For sure.
Guys up front just doing fantastic.
All right, 2nd and 10 from the 1. They're going to give it again off that right side.
Ooh.
Maybe gets out to the 4, but the stingy Tiger defense refuses to let anything big get broke. You know, you think about it. I mean, they've been on the verge a couple times, but Eastwood's got 2 touchdowns, and they've been forced to pass. So our defense is getting a workout, and we're going to see this all year. So this is good.
Fitzenreiter in at nose guard.
Back to throw. Now has to scramble, trying to go forward. Gets tripped up, and he's going to be down at the 5. The Tigers are going to force another punting situation.
Well, Liberty's defense has gotten stingy.
4th down and 6 for the Eagles.
That defensive line is really
dominated tonight.
Starting to impose its will. These linebackers are flying around, front 7, really dominating on defense.
Absolute domination here at the end of the 3rd quarter, and we'll got to run our sponsors here at 41-14 Liberty Center heading into the 4th quarter.
Hey, Tiger sports fans, this 2025-26 Tiger Sports Live broadcast is brought to you by KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, P&L's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Swanton Welding, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, Gerald Grain, Hill Asphalt, Mason Hill Construction, Engler Auctions, Dental Health Associates of White House in Sylvania, and Fessenden Hardware of Swanton.
All right, getting set here to start the 4th quarter. Getting set here to
Little delay.
Yeah.
Liberty's got to stop, and Eastwood's got to kick from the back line of their end zone.
Here we go. This is return
never
territory.
Never a comfortable deal here.
Tigers have 2 return men back with Old Crew and Gray standing at the 40-yard line.
Look out.
Barrett kind of waiting for any kind of a fake.
Ooh,
kind of a squibber. That's going to hit at the 30.
Pick it up. You got it, JT. Go, brother.
And it bounces away, and Old Crew had that split-second chance to run up on the ball, but as you saw, it turned a corner, and that could have been dangerous just as well here.
One thing to note, we've not seen Tyler Rohr's check back in, and Baxter Barrett logging a lot of they got a lot of different formations, so not always the same personnel groupings, but Tyler Rohr is a incredibly important senior, and that suffered a knee injury early in this thing, and haven't seen him much. I know you saw him
tried
walking
to come
around,
back in.
He's got crutches now.
Yeah, he's on a crutch down there. Hopefully, just a week or something smaller.
Liberty Center with the ball at the 47-yard line. Cruz on the right and gives straight up the middle to Moeller. Moeller manages to get over the top, running on the back of Spangler, and he picked up 6 yards on maybe what could have been 3.
Now, guys, remember the Swanton Welding Man of Steel post game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, last week we gave it to an offensive lineman, but there's a couple of standouts here as we prepare the post game. The Swanton Welding Man of Steel coming up after this one.
Tigers with Cranebrink under center. Here's the wing. No, they're going to give it right to Cruz right up the middle. Cruz has wide open. Pulls a tackler with him.
Let's see that
yards,
again.
And he pounds down inside the 30 to the 27.
Let's watch this trap play, some inside blocking. That's what we got here. Boom, good down block right there. That was a Kellen Weimer block all over that. And Garrison doesn't need a lot, Jigs. He just needs about a block and a half.
Bockelman had a great block there, too. From his right tackle
spot. You don't bring down Cruz with one man.
No.
You don't bring him down with two unless you get an ankle.
Yep.
That's it. It takes a whole team.
Interior run has really picked up for Liberty here, and you've got to give those guards and centers a lot of credit. That's Brad Howe and that's Todd Spangler, and a lot of good blocks tonight. A lot of hat-on-hat, bodies moving, and Liberty has dominated. But I love the inside. I loved all the runs tonight, but the inside run has looked exquisite.
It has.
Yeah, the blocking in general has been crisp.
Yes,
it's
has.
been
Clean.
Precise. It's clean, yes. Good job. Good execution.
We got an Eastwood player down. Looks like maybe some cramps working on.
Liberty is playing into the fourth quarter here. They respect the fact that Eastwood can put up some big numbers. So I'm really anxious to see if Liberty can put another score up here. And I think that maybe you can breathe easy. But Liberty's defense has, outside of that first drive, Jigs, Liberty's defense has come up with important plays.
They have.
On important downs where Eastwood had to have conversions or had to have big plays. And that fourth down in the red zone, that was such an important play for Liberty and really fueled what you're seeing now here on offense.
All right, Weimer on the left. Bockelman, the tackle on the right. Kreinbrink puts Gray in motion. They're going to give a little jet sweep to Gray. Ray, a lot of speed around the outside, cutting up through the alley. Breaks with a tackle, pounds down, all the way down to near the 10-yard line, a gain of 17 yards.
You know what I like about how we're blocking tonight, Spike and Jigs, is that you get your initial block and the back is through that hole. Yeah. You're not having to hold that block for a second half or two. It's pop, back, big play.
Yeah.
So like you said it, Spike, the crispness off the ball and the execution right at the snap has been really effective.
It has.
I think the kids' attitude this week, it was just
and
good.
You called it.
And you're seeing it tonight. All right, Kreinbrink now under center with a wing left set. Cruz on the right. He'll get the pitch, heading around the outside, cuts it up inside a block. Down to the 5, to the 3, to 2, the 1. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown.
Let's watch that again.
That orange and black machine keeps rolling along.
Let's watch the blocking here on the left side. Start with the wing. Baxter Barrett gets up in his guy. Boom.
Weimer.
Got a kick out there. You got a lead here at 74. Fitzenreiter.
Yeah,
Baxter's still blocking. You got guys still blocking.
Those were
in
5 individual blocks on that play.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like Eastwood is enjoying the blocking much.
It's become very, very one-sided here offensively. This offensive line has been dominant.
Good snap, good hold, kick on the way. It is good.
Nick Miller has got to be happy with what he's seeing up front.
Well, we talk
Kruger to Kreinbrink.
We talk about how demoralizing an offensive line can be when they just own you. They just continue to pound you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, and it just wears you down as defensive lineman. You can't get a stop, and then they just keep coming. And then they just keep coming.
3 quarters of varsity football. That is so paramount. The groundwork that this is going to lay for the whole rest of the year.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we have been able to have the varsity in there at full go, and you see what happens when you just keep pounding it at them. Boy.
Yeah, and I'm seeing really good blocking end-to-end, Jigs.
Yeah,
Not just onside, but we're talking backside.
You're talking backs.
You're getting back blocking, wide receiver blocks.
Yes.
Heck, early in the game, you saw Caden Kreinbrink trying to join the block party. Goodness.
Oh, yeah. And you're right. That's a great point when you mention receiver blocking, running back blocking. Not just the O-line and the tight ends, but you're right. A great point.
Casey calls those touchdown blocks.
Yeah.
And we're getting a bunch of them because we're getting a bunch of touchdowns, 48-14, and this thing is getting out of hand.
Low liner, that's going to come down at the 13-yard line. We're in turn up the left hash. And forget about that. There were about 8 Tigers in on that hit.
Just a pack of wolves.
Murdoch and Smith and Foster, but Schweigert blew up the first guy. I mean,
the problem is we're just watching Swigert. We don't care where the ball's at. We don't care where the runner's at. We're watching.
I won't say he belongs in jail, but what he does out there is criminalistic.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, if you want to pick one number on the kickoff team, 57 is a good one to just watch.
Yes, he is. My goodness. Just nasty.
Yeah, he
just
is.
Nasty.
He goes out of his way to just.
I coached his dad, and his dad was one bad dude as well. I mean, there's some bad dudes in that house. Eating nails, drinking steamed water, just ready to go rip the skin off somebody. That guy, whew, he's a pay to watch kind of guy on special teams.
We got Murdoch now, Murdoch and Orth in the secondary.
Max Walker's had a heck of a football game tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Boy, this will be great experience now for all these guys. I mean, this is good stuff. This just spills over forever. Now just a little draw. They run it right up the middle.
Barrett and
Hit
Walker.
First by, I believe, Barrett will get,
Number 4,
I think.
On the carry. Tackle for
Brady Badenhop in now at a sniper.
40, Barrett. Gain of 4 on the play.
Linebackers have been all over the run game tonight, led by Max Walker, but Garrison Cruz, Jackson Lonizak, Baxter Barrett just piling up tackles.
All right, out of the gun, rolling hard right, throws it up underneath everybody. Tigers converge on that. They're going to nail him down.
And Jackson Lonizak and 28, Isaac Orth.
Tatum Murdoch right there in the vicinity. Good coverage as they went to the ball well. And no, it's enough yards for a first down. They had me caught there. 48-14, Liberty Center having a great first half and just as good a second half. Now back to throw. Over the middle, got him on that 15-yard route, and that's going to be caught, and that'll be enough to move the chains up the 35-yard line.
Good looking throw that time. We got some new players in the secondary. Have not maybe seen that route yet. We'll see if a few more of those, and we don't get one of these young guys to jump a route and pick one off. We have not had a pick yet tonight.
No, we have not, and I anticipated one. But I tell you what, their quarterback's had a nice ball game tonight.
Yes.
Braden's made some nice throws and moved the chains.
Ty Jackson over here, one-on-one coverage. Wide out to the far side. Tigers in a man-to-man defense. Nowhere to go. Throws it over the middle. Wow, threaded the needle there. Tackled immediately by Walker.
Getting in your drop zones and head hunting. Big hit there by Max.
I think Eric Weimer will take a completion and a few ribs. Max Walker, probably about his 14th tackle.
Yeah, he has been very active.
All right, out of the gun. And
nothing doing, Swiffy.
Wow, they tried a little chicanery there, and that draw went nowhere. What a good job by the defensive line. They don't get fooled by the draw play, and they collapse and bury the offensive line.
Dippy has had
a big night.
Big night tonight. And like you said, Spike, maybe not the tackle numbers, but the plays. He's made a lot of plays in the middle of the field.
He's the one that fries the hamburger, and then everybody else gets to eat it.
I like that, Spike.
Dippy the griller, just grilling up the burgers.
The hamburger.
Woo! All right, back to throw. A little quick slant over the middle, a little bit high, bobbled, and a hit right away by Walker.
Max Walker giving somebody an appendectomy there on the field.
Man. Well, that's the same route. That is the same route.
Well, and that ball was hung up a little bit. That was not comfortable. Max Walker with a great series.
I can feel my ribs.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be laying out across the middle. Max Walker can just put his shoulder pad right in your stomach.
That's just not fun. That's a big hit.
Just under 6 minutes left. That brings up 4th down and 2. And Eastwood now electing to go back to punt. And at this point in the game, well, back deep is Murdoch. Almost blocked. That's going to come up way short. Everybody's going to get away. No, picked up there by Oakrow.
like that.
He'll make
Good
his head kick
job.
out.
I
Has
like
a
that.
block. Heads for the outside on the
big
30.
block.
Another
Baxter.
block. And they lay off of it. He did not get the clip block. Fitzenreiter, I believe, 74. Could have nailed him.
Let's see that
and
again,
maybe
Cole.
sprung Oakrow open, but Oakrow with a dangerous run.
That
Good
block.
job to pull up.
I think
that was a great block by Baxter Barrett.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
boy.
Well, that's what I like to see from JT. Pick those balls up
And
because
make
that's what
some
he can do.
moves.
Yeah,
That's a great
he
decision,
made a
great
cut
play.
to the outside, and you say that was Barrett that made
might
the
Here's
see
the
it
block.
here.
replay. Let's watch 40 here.
Yeah, he
watch
cleans
number
the guy
40.
up.
He's down in the bottom. He cleans this guy up on the inside right here.
Coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dogs.
Well, we didn't have to worry about missing a play. I believe we've got a timeout called.
Now, the captain, Mark Bly, has slipped out of the press box dealing with some kidney stones. So we're going to run this thing in the postgame with Boom Boom. Hope you're ready to produce it there,
Get
Captain.
that guy a mic. Get that guy a mic.
We got a Swanton Welding Man of Steel Award to think about, and we'll do some post-game statistics and a quick wrap-up.
I can't help but say it. The captain has left the building like Elvis.
The captain, unfortunately, has been fighting some kidney stones, and they've been kind of barbaric. And he's been putting in a lot of productions and with some pain here. So, I give him a lot of credit for hanging into these games.
I like that word barbaric. Who is the most barbaric player tonight for Liberty Center?
The
this is
Barbarian
nothing
Award?
with Man of Steel. I'm
Max
talking
Walker's
barbaric.
been pretty.
Yeah,
Baxter Barrett's had some.
Yeah.
Deegan Schweigert.
straight up
Just to
hitting.
name a few.
Those three guys have laid some licks.
All right, Tigers set up again on the 40. Give to the first back through, first burst there. Kick to the outside, and a big run there by Jakeway.
Tell you what, he's going to be a player. Brody's at Liberty Center
quick.
fullback.
He's quick.
Rugged, physical.
That's right, quick and rugged. Good cut. Boy, I
Yeah.
love that.
Not a huge kid.
Yeah, but he's not a guy
He
you want
runs
to tackle.
hard. Yep.
He's got a great center of gravity. He's got a nice gear to him. Good-looking football player.
All right, Tigers with a wing back set to the right. Give. Second back, cuts it up, and the Eastwood Eagles meet him immediately. Braxton Light, the ball carrier. Loss of 1.
Try to get some names here. Drew Silvas. Cole Spangler in the ball game. Brady Badenhop. Parker Trumbull on the offensive line. Dakota Zabo. Tate Parasini in at a left tackle.
All right, Tigers show a double wing set with a single setback. Perry hands off. Give. Ooh. Wow, hit right away. Ran into a buzzsaw there. Number 56. Helped him up. Good show of sportsmanship, though.
That was a big
he
hit.
Peeled him and then helped him up.
Even these deeper roster players are laying some licks. Brody Jakeway just putting a guy on his back.
Yeah.
Liberty's this hungry to hit. This team likes to hit. You're seeing a lot of violence added to this game and the blocking and the tackling.
All right, Tigers come out with a wing right package. Under center, give straight ahead. Whoa! Was that 66, 68?
I have a message from the Canadian Mafia for the captain. Mark, please get better. The Canadian Mafia is missing their references tonight, but we've had a big game by Cifuentes, so I'm kind of anxious to see. He's going to be in that Man of Steel conversation.
So.
I'm going to tell you right now.
All right, so the Tigers setting up to punt with a 4th and 8. Wow, a high,
gosh, that is
booming
big
floater.
time.
That's going to hit at the 15, take a Tiger bounce,
boy.
and finally rolled
I like
down
there
around the 10-yard line.
Max Walker is one of my all-time favorite. Of course, it's Ian Rosebrook's the favorite, but this Caden Crimebrink on the punts kind of winning me over. Those are bombs.
And the hang. You talk about
the
hang
time.
Yes.
That's big. That is a lot of hang time.
When
there.
you can hang time 8.5 seconds, I'm exaggerating only slightly, and then boot it 55 yards. I mean, the pros don't even approach that all the time. All right, so 2.5 minutes of happy hour here in Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field. The Tigers tonight on defense played Kip Kern style football. You can bet your bippy on that.
Are they? Will they have a JV game tomorrow?
Yes, at Eastwood.
Yeah,
the JV game
Eastwood,
will at Eastwood tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And the JV game last week was pretty entertaining. Liberty Center put it on pretty good. A lot of freshmen. It was a freshman game. It was mostly freshmen. I think all freshmen. This week will mostly be a JV game.
52 at nose tackle for Liberty, Levi Spade.
Colby Strayer will be joining us for the Man of Steel vote in Mark Bly, the captain's absence. So we'll wait for Colby.
Give off that left side. Pick up a 3 or 4 on the play.
Braxton Light, it's like on that tackle.
I'm going to slip away and get some numbers here so our post game could be more efficient.
Sure.
Guys, wrap her up. I'll be back in a moment.
Number 37, Ian
Trent,
Bailey.
No, Rocky, a sophomore, as a defensive back out there. Well, Eastwood not in any hurry to get off.
Cole Schultz on the
And he
D-line.
snaps out of the gun. Give straight up the middle. And a host of tacklers and a host of blockers, and they mixed it up in a good rugby scrum. Uh-oh, we've got another Tiger down.
25, Monaco on the carry. Tackled by
Looks like Levi
Boy, this has
Spade might
been
be
a kind
down.
of a rough night for
It
people
has.
with
It has. You hate to see the injuries. Looks like Levi's banged up here. Yes, Spike, talking about the injuries. Isaiah Badenhop went down. Looks like he's got kind of a wrap on his leg.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, but, you know, it looks like he's kind of standing there under his own power, so it's not like he's been immobilized.
Correct. Tyler Roars, you know, he had the knee. I think that's something that looks like it's not real serious, but certainly, you know, maybe a few week situation.
Well, now, Otsego, we can look ahead while we're looking at the player. Now, they're no slouch, but I don't know. I didn't see what they were doing tonight.
I did not either.
I don't remember what they did last week.
You know,
I think they won.
They obviously have kind of transitioned. They were more of a spread offense last year, kind of went more to that wing tee, running the football. So it's going to look similar to Liberty Center's offense. They're going to want to try to run the football. But no, I have not seen any scores. Patrick Henry up 34-0 on Ayersville.
Columbus Grove was getting defiance, 21-20.
Liberty Benton was up big on Columbus Grove.
But Columbus Grove, are they down now finally? Liberty Benton's loaded.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Pandora beat, there you go, 41-3, Liberty Benton. So I think Grove may be down a little bit. They lost a lot of seniors last year, had a good running back, so they might have taken a step back.
All right. Clock running down now, and the Tigers take the field. Congratulations, the handshake at midfield. And Liberty Center has rolled out with an offense that was very impressive, a defense that inside interior had a great game. The defensive backs were challenged by a good throwing quarterback with some great receivers, but all in all, they held well, played good. It was a 48-14 final here. Liberty Center over a highly heralded Eastwood Eagle team. Wow.
Yeah, Spike, just some things that stood out tonight. Obviously, the run game was very dominant. Offensive line was fantastic. Gary Cruz had a big night on the ground. I will get some stats from Scott, but I think Gary probably had 3 touchdowns on the ground. Pass game was good when we needed it. Had some nice third down completions offensively. Defensively, our front seven was very dominant. They hit the 2 big plays on us. You take the 2 big plays away, screen, and then the kind of that fade ball, and they had about 1 good drive.
Yeah.
Those are 2 big plays if you eliminate them, and that's kind of what we talked about. This secondary, just continuing to learn on the job. Bunch of inexperienced young players that are figuring this thing out, but got to love the effort by Liberty Center tonight.
One thing I like to look at is they're going to hit a couple big plays on you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inevitable with a wide open offense like that, but it's when you can win the trenches, play after play after play, and it's the being 2% better on any one given play. Execute just 2% better. And play the whole game that way. And you're gonna get belted once in a while. You're gonna get kicked once in a while. And at Seagull, they nailed us pretty good a couple times. But it's the relentless. It's the just the grind them out style. Whether you do it with the short passing game or on the ground, either way. But when you can execute the blocking tonight to set up Cruz and Moeller, phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked, these guys don't need much room, and they can be off to the races at any time. You got to like the special teams tonight too. Kickoff team looked really good. Certainly Max Perry was good from the extra point position, and Caden Kreinbrink had a couple bomb punts. So the special teams.
We haven't heard the last from Kreinbrink.
No.
Tonight we saw some shining. We saw some images. Wait till it really gets tuned in. Oh, man. Yeah, we didn't see the Wanazak Kreinbrink connection like I thought we could have, but it is there and it will work.
Yep.
I mean, that could be a dominating factor.
Well, and that play we keep talking about with Ethan Gray, kind of that comeback route, 15 back to 12, that's the one they hit on that third down. They've hit that 3 or 4 times already this season. And that's such an effective play when you get a 3rd and long. Run game is probably out of the question. If you can hit that, such an effective play. Are we on here, Cole?
We've got Captain Barrett back here.
Do you want to be? I don't need to be.
All right, let's get some stats here.
You can bring us back? Oh, we're on?
We're live,
post game. Here we go. Little statistics live here. Liberty Center 48-14, a dominating second half. We'll get to the Swanton Welding the Man of Steel Award, and Colby Strayer has joined us for a vote here in a moment.
We're going to let her go first.
Yeah, we're going to let her go first tonight.
Oh, geez, guys.
All right, here we go. Yards, Liberty Center 507, Eastwood 254. So Liberty really put their foot on the gas in the running game here in the second half. Rushing yards, Liberty Center 397 on 34 attempts. Eastwood 41 yards on 19 attempts. Liberty Center, Garrison Cruz, an enormous night. 12 rushes for 249 yards and 3 touchdowns and a 62-yarder. And he got snaps on both sides of the ball tonight. He had 13 tackles, led the team. Cruz just had a monster game. Moeller, 14 carries for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Baxter Barrett, 35 yards and 1 touchdown. Liberty Center in the passing game at 110 yards. Caden Kreinbrink, 8 for 14 for 110, a touchdown and a pick. Eastwood threw it tonight, the sophomore. Impressive tonight. We knew he would play well, and he did. Braden Ludhart went 20 for 30 for 213 yards tonight with a touchdown, and they did a really good job and a lot of different opportunities for the sophomore. Put him in motion, rolled him out, a lot of completions. Tonight, Liberty Center, penalties 5 for 59. Casey will want to get that cleaned up. Tackles, Garrison Cruz, 13 tackles tonight. Max Walker, 11 tackles. Jackson Lonizak, 9. Your top 3 linebackers, leaders in tackles. Mason Smith, big night, 8 tackles. Baxter Barrett with 6, and Logan Dippy Cifuentes with 5. That is a lot of production from a lot of dudes tonight, and that offensive line was dominant, to say the least. So Liberty Center 48, 14. Now, for our Swanton Welding post game, do we have some sort of promotional to run here? Is that all we get is the Swanton Welding Ironman of the game? All right, guys, we're going to slip into the Mark is back home tonight, and we're going to do the Ironman, the Swanton Welding Ironman, or I thought this was the Man of Steel. Was it Iron Man of the game?
Steel.
Man of Steel.
Yep.
Iron Man of the game, Man of Steel. We got a lot of iron and steel going on in our post game. Okay, tonight, pretty dominating performance by Liberty Center in the trenches. Lots and lots of good play tonight. A lot of good players. Colby Strayer will lead us off in absence of the captain. Colby, you were at the game in the student section. You're all geared up in your
yes, I am.
in your chartreuse, or what is that? What is that called?
That's chartreuse.
That's what was this called? Like was this like stuff tonight?
What neon?
Neon.
Yes.
Old man chartreuse, young person neon. So what'd you see tonight? And who are some of your nominees?
Obviously a lot of good action from a lot of different players.
Yes.
Definitely a good diverse bit of action and lots of stuff happening.
Very good.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, Scott.
Okay.
But my pick is going to have to be number 40, Baxter Barrett. And I'll give my reasoning. Moving away from the stats, which he did well with the statistics part, but I did see a lot of good technical things where he kind of tried to pick out the little bits where he could get in. And you mentioned the 2% better every time, and in his work ethic, I can see the 2% better each time. Every play, I see him trying to get a little bit better and trying to get in there a little bit more. So my pick is going to have to be Baxter Barrett, especially for this game. I thought he showed up well.
Now, Colby,
I like that pick. Baxter was one of the half a dozen that I had picked for my best players of the game.
Well, certainly good reasoning. I mean, Baxter made a lot of good blocks tonight and played exceptionally well on special teams and had a lot of pounding blocks and tackles tonight. Very physical game, so good one, Colby. Spike.
Okay. I liked actually 7 players tonight.
Wow, we got a lineup.
Stood out.
Colby gives us 1, and Spike's got 7.
Gray with some great catches.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And Baxter. Foster comes in off the
yes.
bench. A raw
Good
rookie.
one.
That's
makes a couple big plays. Garrison Cruz.
Yeah, big
What
night.
a night.
Big
250 yards rushing, leads in tackles. This guy is a dominant figure. Max Walker, all over the field, making plays, offense and defense. I love Max again tonight. Dippy was the guy, the block in the middle. You referenced him several times, Scott. You were very good with those tonight. And that's another guy that really was a man of steel tonight. And I also liked Spangler. Spangler made big plays, both sides of the ball. And I thought he had a great impact on the flow of the game. And if you're going to ask me to pick one of these guys I can narrow it down to about 3. Wow.
Well, Colby made this easy, Spike. You're making it a lot harder.
I know it. Gosh, I love Matt. Because I'm going to stay true to my inside feelings. I'm going to go with Mr. Cifuentes as my man of steel.
All right, so we got Baxter Barrett, we got Dippy Cifuentes. Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, I'll give you 4. Cifuentes, I thought, was very impressive defensive line. I think he had a lot of tackles, but he also created a lot of tackles for linebackers because he just created he had to have a double team all night. Garrison Cruz, 253 touchdowns and leading the team in tackles. He was a monster. Baxter Barrett, he had the touchdown, 1 carry touchdown. I liked his blocking. I liked his special teams. I thought he flashed on defense as well. He's always flying around looking to headhunt somebody. And Max Walker, he was very dominant on the inside tackles. The run game was non-existent with him in there. Had some big hits on those, the slants there at the end of the game. I thought his presence was felt on the defensive side of the game.
So if you had to, we've got to, tonight, I'm going to make the choice tonight. I've got a lot of
it's
influence here.
Okay, so it's hard for me not to pick Garrison Cruz. When you got 253 touchdowns and
And
13
you played
tackles.
almost every snap of the game.
That's tough. That's tough.
All right, so that is, and I like that pick, and I'm not going to give away my pick. I think I've got 2 or 3. I thought Max Walker was outstanding tonight. The linebacking, the first 3 played a lot of reps tonight. They played on offense. They played on defense. They were in every play. The linebackers, all 3 of those guys led in tackles. Max Walker with 11, Garrison Cruz with 13, Jackson Lonazak a quiet 9. A lot of plays made by Jackson Lonazak tonight. Last week he flashed. Tonight he played every down really, really well. And, of course, Baxter Barrett, that 4th guy, had 6. And I liked Baxter. I really did. I think there's still some assignment confusion at times, and I think those coaches are working with him. I like what Colby has said, though. Big jump for him during the week, understanding his responsibilities. And with Tyler Roars going out, Baxter played a lot of reps at wing, had a lot of great blocking, was very impressed with the way he blocked, and he was laying some guys out tonight, a little bit like Deegan Swigert. But Baxter also played very well. I love Dippy tonight. I thought Dippy, there were 5-on-3s, and Dippy was winning a lot of snaps tonight. Nick Miller talks about wrestlers being the best because those guys can use their hands, use their bodies. Dippy was outstandanding tonight. Dippy had 5 tackles from the nose guard position, and that's just tackles. You talk about making plays.
Yes.
He made a ton of plays that it's hard to – I mean, like, he takes on blocks. He moves people around so those linebackers can make plays. I thought this was Dippy's best game of his career, but it's really, really difficult, and I'm going to have to step in here. Last week, you made the call. This week, I will make the call. And Colby is an influence on me, but I've got to go with Garrison Cruz. Garrison did not play his A game last week. He played well. But tonight he played like a Division I football player, and he scored touchdowns. He made tackles. He was a little bit banged up. He was without a doubt the best player in the field tonight, but I thought he was the Swanton Welding Man of Steel. Garrison Cruz gets that award tonight.
I'll buy that.
Very good. So
I'm not going to buy all the shares, but I'll buy one.
I'll buy some of those shares. So as we get ready to wrap up and kind of conclude our comments on a big win tonight, a big win for Liberty Center for a lot of reasons. We had to step up defensively. We did that. Spike, your thoughts quickly, a couple final words on this game.
It was just domination right from the goal. Liberty Center came out, scored the first 3 times they had the ball. And, of course, we don't know how it's going to come out. But Eastwood kept coming back. But the defense really came together. And the experience that our multiple defensive backs got tonight is only going to bode well for the future. We're going to see 40 passes a game the rest of the season.
A lot of spread offenses.
Yeah.
Colby, you were in the stands tonight, got around a little bit. You're part of our group now. You made a very educated pick this week in the Man of Steel. What was your last-minute feelings about this game tonight?
Definitely a really exciting one from my perspective. There was a lot of good energy. A little bit of some nervousness at sometimes, especially with some injuries. Foster and Tyler going down.
Yes.
So definitely looking out for that. But I think that in general, there was a lot of that motivation after Eastwood. They would score, and then we'd get a little bit of that push, like, oh shoot, we need to get back in it. And so I thought that was the main focus of tonight, and I thought it was great for Liberty Center.
Nervousness, and we were up here kind of looking at this game at 21-14. This game did get a little tense, Colby, and you're not wrong about that. Jigs, your concluding commentary about tonight.
Yeah, I just really impressed with the offensive line and just the dominance in the run game was very impressive tonight. And then the front 7 on defense, I thought they really controlled that second half. We're getting better in the secondary. I mean, this was a very potent offensive pass game tonight, and we stood up well. 2 big plays on us that we were right there on. So not necessarily something that you're concerned about, but I was impressed with the secondary in the second half too. Two guys went down, next guy up, and there was no drop off. So really impressed with that.
Adam Foster, Ty Jackson step in very difficult situations against a very good passing football team. Very impressive. Eastwood brought in a lot of offense tonight. We knew they would. Spike outlined it very well. Eastwood was not afraid to come in here. They've done a lot of winning. They're in a very good league, a league very similar to ours. They've been very good for a lot of years, but Liberty Center just basically, I think that was always going to be Eastwood's question they had to answer. Could they stand toe-to-toe and just trade blows in the middle of the field? And they could not tonight. Liberty Center just out-hit them. We moved them. I think Nick Miller is going to be very pleased with how he looks at this film tonight, coming off of last week's game where I think it was a 60-40 performance tonight. Precision blocking, everybody doing their job, very few plays Eastwood made for negative yards. A lot of explosive plays in the running game. Our offensive line was outstanding. A little shout-out goes to Max Perry, too. You know, you're coming off years and years of great kicking, Ian Rosebrook, and we had guys lined up the last decade. He has stepped in and really kicked the ball well.
Yeah.
I don't know that I knew that. I don't know that Max Perry.
Right.
And those kicks aren't just get him over. You know, these are bombs. Mm-hmm. And you had Caden Kreinbrink step into the punt game and looked like an NFL punt. So you had some very interesting performances, and we talked about Hunter Spangler tonight. You know, he started the thing off early playing great defense. We snuffed out some screens late. So there was just a lot of good things. You could talk for hours about it, but big win. Liberty goes 2-0 next week. They host Otsego. And the irony of the Otsego group is the Rutherfords come in here. And the stadium at Eastwood's named after the Rutherfords. So we kind of get that edgy Rutherford. This was a Rutherford kind of base-looking program. Next week, Otsego will bring some physicality. Spike, go ahead.
Cole's got a score update. Looks like Otsego just beat Tenora.
Oh, boy, 29-27. Ooh. Tenora did? Wow, good job on the score there.
Wow.
Spike, why don't you take us out of here and wrap it up for a Liberty Center victory tonight?
All right. Well, hey, I'm highly impressed with Colby's
She's always impressive. She is
yes,
impressive.
I am impressed. This girl knows what's going on. I like that home cooking. Hey, Liberty Center had a game tonight that they had to win. They wanted to look impressive. They brought it to the table. They spread it out, and then they ate supper. Liberty Center tonight, impressive win, 48-14 over the Eastwood Eagles. Buddy, now I can't wait. There's better things to come. A lot of potential rising to the top. And on that note, everybody, it's good night and good Tiger Sports.
Tigers on the prowl, we can't be